distance, the thin line that separates your shadows from my soul. As these walls begin to fold, head lost in the silence, cold stars illuminate the secrets on your tongue and the poison in my lungs. Every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth. Blind eyes in the darkness, frail hands reaching out, sword echoes in the smoke as the doors behind me close. No cure for the madness, each turn tangled in the fear of losing sight of the slowly fading light. Ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Playday of Talent League. We have a spicy game for you here today. It is Noetic, of course, the champion, last three winners in a row. Haven't lost a single game so far, and of course, today they are going to be facing Aero. We saw them yesterday, and we're going to see them tomorrow, so get used to this team. And, they're a mixed bag, they never win, but they never lose. So, something different is definitely going to happen today because both teams can't win or draw. I mean, so, but yeah, well, Lero,
They're unbeatable,
over
man.
to you.
They're unbeatable.
People- I mean, true, both of these teams are unbeaten so far. Yeah,
I'm
by
speaking
that
about
standard.
the Arrow. I'm being very specific today.
Hmm.
Arrow is unbeatable, boys. Just so everyone in chat knows. So I,
True,
I understand the voting. I really understand where this
true.
54% for them is coming from.
The
It
community vote as well on Twitter. It was 50% to Aero Evolution and
50-50, not
47% to Net.
54. I lied. Yeah.
Yeah, and 47 to Noetic, which means that technically, by the fan standard, Aero are gonna win this game easily, except 14-0, right? That's what it means.
Uh. Yeah. No, they're probably gonna draw again, man. To be honest.
I mean, that is the only way these two
Just being
teams still
honest,
remain
bro.
unbeaten. Hmm.
So everyone, stay tuned for a draw.
True. Stay
But
tuned
it's
for the
it's a
draw.
fun one because they're just playing two separate maps, so it's not a real draw.
Hmm.
It's just that Arrow is gonna get destroyed on the first map, and then they're gonna out of nowhere come back on the second map and somehow win on overtime, match point, max overtime.
Max overtime. Yep. And of course, today we actually do have some stats for you. Let's go over them one by one. Let's start off with Team Arrow on the screen. You should be seeing that right now. And also, just keep in mind that these stats are only from the stream games. That's why you
Dude,
can
it's
see
not on
that.
my screen. Should be on my screen too.
Uh, yeah.
I need technical support here, guys.
um,
All
uh,
right, whatever. I'm just joking. Let's go
All
on.
right, let's go on. As I was saying, Team Arrows, they have the last few two, I think just yesterday's match stats, which is you can see on the screen now. The best player on the team, it seems to be Cafu here, 19 and 7 of skill,
Uh,
averaging every game. Slows with the highest headshot rate on the screen. You can see 78% headshot rate. Kills wise, not doing the best, 11 and 17. Of course, Venom's the standard support held the team down 15 and 4 kills per round 6.5. He's pretty good in entry, and of course the best entry player as well was Cafu. Moving on to Noetic, and we actually have a more general pool for stats. They seem to have a lot more games here that have been calculated. We can see their best players so far in terms of entry has been Neo, and he is 10 and 4 right now, an entry of 10 and 4. Like I said, I don't know why I repeated that, but a rating of 1.23 with a 1 kill per round and a 54% headshot. And bringing up those stats, is there anything else you want to add, Lero?
I just want to clarify with Trippin here in my ear. Is it just the last match of Arrow? Because there's no way that these are.
Yeah,
Okay. So this is just for one match, the very last one. So
yeah.
the match yesterday, that they played against Roar, so it was a draw for them like always. So that's why these stats are a little bit mm, subpar,
Not the
some would
best
say.
pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are not the best stats, but on the other hand, yeah, you do have Noetic, who is unbeatable, truly unbeatable. They never lost a map. They're just
Hmm.
winning everything with 3 points. So 4 games in a row already, and I'm sure they're hoping to make it five today. So
Hmm.
the stats are looking good for them, especially Skies is a really big standout. Um, One thing is that he's dying a lot on the entry though, but he has a really good KD for his team, and it looks like those rounds when he's not dying on the entry, he's doing a lot of work. So definitely
Hmm.
seems really impactful on these rounds that they're winning.
Hmm. And like you said, he is the second best rated player by a singular point oh 0.01. The only person better rated than him is, of course, Neo with 1.23, while he has a 1.22 rating. And honestly, if you look at the entire team, the lowest rated player is 0.96 in Clutcher. And I don't think that's quite bad at all. So, I mean, is there anything else to say? Like,
There's nothing else to say, honestly. I'm just expecting some crazy stuff from Clutcher because I remember that he can really clutch. This man really lives up to his name. But
mm-hmm.
moving on, hopefully we're gonna see some of the exciting plays that he can pull off. Um, I don't know if all the players are in the lobby right now. Just gonna have a look here, and
Yeah.
as I do that, we can cover the maps.
All right. So as you know, it's gonna be another. As I'm sure everyone's excited because we are going to be going to Oregon in our first game,
Oh
followed up
yes,
by
man.
a nice game of Villa, and Villa has been in a mixed bag for both teams, so we'll get over that in a bit. But Oregon, Team Aero, I'll be honest, I've played this once and you're absolutely
I
destroyed.
love it, man. It's my favorite map. Everyone knows that.
Yeah,
It's really fun.
and like I
Just
said,
like in
Aero,
general.
everyone loves Oregon. Let's be honest. But
I
yeah,
just
Aero
want to play
Revolution,
just that map. That's all I want to play.
only Oregon for the rest of our life. But yeah, Aero Revolution played it once and got destroyed 7-0 on it. They did not bring a single round. They got close in the last one. Venoms, I think, almost a 1v4 clutch, if my memory serves correct. But Noetic, they've gone for it, I think, 3 to 4 times. I think every match day it's been available, they have gone to it or almost gone to it. And not really much fight. I think it was a 7-2, 7-4, 1-8-6, so that was the closest one. But overall, they look very solid on Oregon, and I'm expecting to see the same from them.
Man, Noetic just looks solid everywhere, honestly.
Yeah, Norwich is just a solid team, man. They've won everything. All right. So without any further ado, let's stop this waffling as casters and let's get into the game.
I'm not
Woo!
waffling, bro. You're waffling.
I always waffle. That's my biggest trait. Something bad happens, just waffle for a bit.
Oh, nothing bad happened to me yet. I don't know if you're planning on that though.
No, no, no. I mean,
Should,
yesterday we did have technical difficulties and you had to waffle for a bit.
Oh yeah, because I mean, yeah, it's okay, man. It's not the first time.
And probably not
But
the last.
just in case it's gonna happen again, I'm just a suggestion here. You should really, someone should really bump up my life insurance. Just saying.
True.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
And as you can see from the bans, the first person to be banned is Thatcher. Let's go.
I'm so excited, man. This is so exciting right now.
It's
This
so
is
brand
insane.
new, right? It's so brand new.
It's nuts, man. They're really developing. They're really. What am I talking about? They're not even developing the meta. They're just turning it upside down.
I know, it's like bringing a Blackbeard on Consulate, you know? Completely changing the meta.
Oh man, don't even start with me. Don't even start me without Blackbeard again. I'm telling you, I didn't forget. If you think I forgot, you better not talk about the Blackbeard again. I'm telling you, anyone who watched the game yesterday knows, bro. You got me mad, man. You're not gonna start talking about that Blackbeard. Come on.
We'll see, depending on.
No. I'm heated right now. You shouldn't start with me. I can't cast like that.
Alright. And from the bans, you can see they seem to be exactly the same from Noetic point of view. Always banning that Thatcher and that Kite every time they play this map. Nothing different there. Not really much to say, honestly. Aero Revolution, the one time they did play this map, I think they did ban the Nomad as well. Yeah, they banned the Nomad and the Kaid, and they decided the Kaid was going to get banned, so they banned the Clash here. I'm not sure if Noetic are big Clash players. From what I've seen, they don't seem to be, but, you know, maybe just in the back they know something. But, yeah.
You said there's not much to say, but I do have something to say. I just want to say here, Aero, let's see what you guys got. Because you're going to attack on the most defender-sided map in the entire game right now against the best team in the league. So let's see what these guys got.
I mean, I guess you're going to have to find out, you know?
I spoke to some of the players, and they just told me recently that the team is kind of new. They just had Slows joining in recently, and he just had actually three to four scrims with him until today. So he's really, really brand new in the team, and they're saying that that's why they're kind of having slow starts on officials, because you know, they're kind of a new team, and I mean, I get that. I definitely understand that, and they definitely have the potential. They have the right ideas. They have the potential to be a top team in the league here, and maybe even beyond that. Who knows, right? That's how you develop your talent. But I want to see it, because right now in Oregon, if you can pull off two attacks, two solid attacks, they're gonna convince me a little bit more.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, I did watch the game that I casted yesterday just to have a bit more insight. And what you said basically makes sense and adds up because Aero seemed to have such a slow start in both of their games, and then over time as the rounds progressed, they started to become the stronger and stronger team. And if you remember, 6-3 and console it down 8-6. So yeah. As we see, a very interesting seal actually being placed here by the Jaeger. I am not familiar with that at all. Maybe it's definitely interesting. You know, that is a highly contested area of the map. You usually want to defend that, and it seems to be a T3 take from the side of Aero. They're going to push this big tower as the Melusi of Neko has been did up to 1 HP elsewhere on the map. They start throwing off the big tower. She's in meeting right now, trying to escape, but probably living up somewhere upstairs on the rotate, and she gets away safely. But look at Cluster here on the Goyo. He's in such a rat position here. If he doesn't get droned out, that's a free kill. But I think he smartly decides to rotate back, and that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, he's gonna get drawn out, and he's even gonna get really lit, actually, to 1 HP. So him and Neko together are really low on HP here right now. It's definitely not something that Noetic is gonna be in favor on. In terms of these gunfights here, any shot here to the body or to the leg is just gonna take any of these players down. So they're definitely not going to be favored if they're going to take straight up gunfights without playing really smart with it. And as I say that, Clutcher is going to go down here, as Venoms is going to do just that. He's going to down him, and then he's going to finish him with the body shot. Eiko is going to trade back, though, so he's going to make work, although he's on really low HP. Sky's going to get another kill, slows, he's going to trade back, crack. He's going to do some work for Noetic too, and Kafu just trades here back and forth, 2v2 situation right now, as things slow down a little bit. So the attackers, they just need to find a way here to isolate the smoke or isolate the Arvuni and maybe go for the second kill or actually go for the plant here, although these smoke canisters are definitely going to deny them a little bit.
And like you said, Noetic is in a good position here to deny the plant. Both of these Aero players are in this backside by the blue stairs. They're going to drone out, try to figure out if someone's playing in freezer, which I think they will. They're going to spot out the smoke as well, playing behind that bomb on those reinforcements. They have a good idea of where both players are. They can probably go for the frags here. Plant does not seem doable considering these two positions. And as the Maverick does out, picks up that first kill on to the Maverick, leaving it all onto the hands of Tenjin, who did do some work for his team yesterday. You know, got some important kills, but can he do it today? 30 seconds remaining. He needs to get this frag. He's pushing up the corridor. Does he get the first pick? No. Crack. A nice 2k to finish out the round there. And solid start coming out from Noetic, getting those good trades one by one. You know, the team of Aero, they started pushing in once their players got died, and there was just a bunch of trades. And when it settled down as a 2v2, Crack showed up and got those nice 2 kills at the end, sitting in front of the double position.
I wonder if it's Crack or is it Crack? Like, how do you pronounce that?
All right.
Wait,
well,
which one is good? I'm talking to Trippin here. Crack? I guess it's Crack. Yeah, that makes more sense. I mean, no one wants to call themselves a crackhead, right?
But yeah, well, regardless of if it's correct or not, I'm sure the player will let us know after the game. As we move on to the second round. We're going to move on to the second round, and it's going to go to Kids. And honestly, from that basement attack, it did look very solid from Aero from the start. They lit up 2 people to 1 HP, got their first kill before getting traded off, and then after a few trades, they were in a good position to close out the round. Unfortunately, in those final few seconds, they weren't able to reach that final mark and get that kill on the trades, and that's usually why, or not usually, that is why they lost that round. But as you can see here, they are going upstairs here. You can see the setup coming in from the team of Noetic. Seems to be as well nothing unusual. You see, you know, sometimes people do leave that games wall 1 reinforced, 1 soft, but in the team of Noetic, they're gonna double reinforce that. They're gonna have a solid setup inside of Trophy to deny anyone coming in from that bedroom door. And are they gonna have T3? No, they're not. They're reinforced up attic, and the only person playing below seems to be this Melusi, who put a Banshee down on Z-wall there. It's gonna be interesting, but as I said, there's another one downstairs, Crack, making a rotate from kitchen to meeting. So definitely want to have some lower pro presence with the setup they have here, and it does seem like they're gonna be holding kitchen.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, and I also agree that attack looked really solid for Aero there, and I'm sure they're gonna do a similar setup here onto the Kids side as well, as that a really thought out plan. They really knew what they were going for, and it was definitely practiced and stratted out. They just that they lost on the trades towards the end there, although they definitely had a little bit more of the advantage to begin with. But that's how Oregon is. That's why it's so defender-sided, because you're really it's really hard to win these gunfights as an attacker when you're pushing through these hallways towards the side. It's getting really, really narrow, really hard to push through. And that's what usually happens. Usually the defenders just manage to win, although they're in a kind of a disadvantage, one man down, maybe 4v5 situation, or even 3v5. They still somehow manage to win these gunfights just because they have a little bit of a more advantage. And this time around, it looks like more of the same for Aero. They know what they're going for here. They're gonna go for a bedroom attack. Looks like they're gonna burn some utility towards Attic. Maybe gonna try and nade that player out if they have some information on him. But all these all these defenders right now, they're looking at this one door, and that's what I don't like right now. That all of these Aero players are really stacked. They're really stacked right now towards bedroom and trophy, and they need to spread out a little bit more to create some more pressure in other places. If you're asking me.
Yeah, and opening the ace angle does have two ways. I mean, looking at the angle, you can see that Neko on the smoke has a complete access on that door. And since no one's pushing Attic, he has free control. But as I say, that Leiko on this Iana is going to apply some pressure on it to make sure the smoke can't really play there. And smartly, he just tries to rotate back. A few shots coming through that reinforced hole, but no damage done. He safely rotates back into kids, and they can keep holding. And Aero, they had such a good start in this round, got a lot of map control quickly, but has seemed to slow down a lot in this past minute, just holding on to these angles, seeing if Noetic will give them a free pick here, and it doesn't seem so, and Slow was letting down to 1 HP by this Jaeger. And this, I mean, Noetic looked pretty solid here. I mean, they don't seem to be pushing anything, they're just holding the angles correctly, and Aero can't really push that. And as I say that, Neko just pick up Slow to us on low HP. Neko picks up a second onto Leiko, and it's all onto this Melusi of Austin. Neko going huge, and the Melusi flanks, and there's one, and Clutcher picks up another, and it's a flawless round. I mean, what looked like a promising start to this round. I mean, they got so much map control a minute in, like I said, and didn't really do anything after that, didn't rotate much, and that's how they lost the round there, I think.
That's what worried me when we got to the 1 minute 10, 1 minute 15 mark, that I see all of these players on Aero's side really stacking up towards bedroom and trophy there. And once you establish that control, that's really important there, but you need to spread out a little bit more. Even a little bit of pressure from the big window would have done wonders, because that means that these defenders, they can play in so many spots at that point. If you open up that big window, for example, you don't need to do much, you just need to open it up. They're going to start worrying about that. They're not going to peek you as wide. They're not going to peek you as aggressively. They're going to be more worried about other angles, and it's gonna, it's just gonna shake them up a little bit. It's gonna make sure that they're not as confident on the gunfights, and it's gonna give you that much more of a chance to push in, do your entry properly, maybe put the plan down, whatever you're planning on, but don't push in 4 people, 3 people from one door and another breach that's right next to that door, because it just creates a really easy crossfire opportunity for the defenders.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, I don't even notice it. There's so many overlapping angles. I think Slows and the Maverick there were holding the same angle onto that reinforcement to Attic, and if so many people are holding these same angles, it doesn't really help much of it. They're just doing much. And I feel like, like you said, if they rotated onto that kid's window or that big window or start applying pressure, maybe go on that gen window repel. There's so many different ways you could have attacked that, especially considering you got that map control so easily in the round. A minute 30 in, not a minute 30, it was a minute 15. You have so much map control, and all of you just sit in that one place. Truly questionable from Aero, wondering why they didn't rotate there. But moving into this third round, it's going to be a kitchen and dining event, opting instead of that meeting to go to this dining place, bringing that Goyo and that Maestro as well as that Aruni to deny so much place. And this is a pretty standard setup you see here.
Yeah, definitely. And going to kitchen and dining in general instead of going to meeting is just more standard in Europe than in other regions, especially in NA. NA usually, at least at the higher levels that I'm watching, they prefer to go to meeting, just because meeting is a little bit a side that you need to play a little bit less aggressive on, and kitchen dining you really need to be peeking every single angle. You need to hold this small tower control and need to be peeking aggressive, just like Clutcher did just there, getting those headshots when the attackers are pushing and getting the early kills to apply as much pressure as possible. Because if they get the shower control right now, if they get the shower hallway control, if they get small tower control comfortably, then it's really, really easy for them to plant and really hard for you to deny inside of dining. And as I say, that Neko is going to get another kill here for his team, and it just looks like another easy round for Noetic. While I'm talking here, it's happening really, really quickly here. Only 1 minute or 1 minute 20 since the round started, but I mean, 2 of the players on air are already dead.
And like you said, they're playing so aggressively on this, which is how you need to play this kind of side. Neko peeking at that door that you see right in front of you, as well as Clutcher holding it aggressively. And now a minute 30's gone. That shower area has been opened up, and they decide, you know what, we can run back now. We've done our job, we've got 2 picks, and we can go back. And that's exactly what they've done. And now it's a 3v5. Aero have so much more to do.
Whoa.
And guys goes for that run on one tap, I think, onto Tension, and that's surely going to make this round even worse for Aero Revolution. Have to pick up all 5 people as 2. Neko goes for a few shots, misses them onto that Sophia, and so Sophia and Venoms here gonna have to pull off something amazing. Sophia does light up that Neko, slightly a bit slows, a few shots hit. The smoke grenades do come out, and Venoms as well. I don't even notice this, he's on 1 HP and still picks up the first player, but does get down by the clutcher as a refrag, and it's all onto Venoms, who's been so consistently good at clutching in the past, but cannot do much here as Noetic win the 3rd round and complete 1 defense cycle.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm just in general noticing it really recently, that since Aruni has become really prominent in the meta, people just started running this Mozzie Aruni meta combination, and I don't even know if it's because of the Roni, if it's the gun, or I don't know if it's anything like that, because it just seems way more prominent than it used to be. I don't remember seeing that combination really a lot.
I mean,
Is this just people discovering the Roni, or?
Maybe it's that, but I don't think there was a Mozzie last round, if I remember correctly. I might be remembering wrong. I think it was just
really? Okay, yeah, maybe I'm just okay. I just thought
I mean, it might be on different maps and for certain setups, and it definitely has been played more. I feel like they are played together usually, and you'll see the double Ronis clutching up towards the end. So maybe you are on something there, you know. But
oh yeah, there was no Mozzie. Okay, never mind. But I mean, still, it does happen more often than not. But enough about that. We're going back to basement here, which was the closest one for Aero. They look the most solid on this attack, and it looked like they had the right idea. They even got the early pick there, and they just weren't able to close it out towards the end with the execute. Just kind of lost out the trades. Not really lost that, actually. They made it a 2v2, but you know, on Oregon, when you're attacking, 2v2 is not really an advantage, or not even really neutral situation. It's just for the advantage of the attack of the defenders, just because there's so many 180 angles as we discussed before, and so many crossfires.
The corners, so many angles defenders could be peeking to watch one door. You usually want an extra person you're trying to push for the plan. But as you look at that, it seems to be a heavy focus on that blue control. Last round, I think they was trying to get big tower control with a lot of focus, but this time it seems to have shifted, and they're going to be trying to get as many kills as possible from this blue doorway push. And we see 2-3 of them there. I think I see someone upstairs as well pushing the big tower. Yeah, I think I do. They're going to start pushing this big tower here. That door does get open, and this Goya Clutcher pushes out, trying to get an easy first pick. Nice pre-fire comes out there, but to no avail. And I don't think they realize that there is a drone upstairs watching that staircase. It is on that black box there, and if Clutcher's not careful, that drone is going to cause huge problems there on the round if you go for some kind of aggressive play. The drone does spot off one person on that double door on meeting, and they know someone's
Wait, Neko is on a roam here.
Yep. And I don't think
they're not. Yeah, I don't think they know what direction they're going for here, because it just looks like they're stuck in blue, and there's the Maverick and tower.
Yeah, I mean, there doesn't seem to be any other type of control happening from the side of Aero. They're not really trying to take anything else, and sometimes that works out for you, but you always need to get these first few picks. They're always going to be very important. And
oh, that's an important one.
Oh, Clutcher sees 2 heads, but can't decide which one to shoot, and I say that Neko gets picked off from blue as well, leaving it into the favor of Aero Revolution as a 5v3 with a minute 15 left on the clock, a lot of time. Someone's going to be trying to contest his pillar angle, but decides to fall back smartly there as the angle into blue has also been opened up. Slows on these stairs here, decides to push up. He sees the head outline, maybe, not sure. He pushes up onto this pillar angle, and now he's in the real power spot. If they realize where all 3 of these defenders are, they can easily clutch up the round, and it's looking really good for Aero as well. They just need to keep on this refrag train. They cannot let someone get a free pick at this point. Smokes are coming out, that's 45 seconds, and as I say that, the Jaeger hooks guys as an important player for Noetic. It's been a bit quiet this game, but does put up with his team here and gets that first pick, leaving it into a 4v3. Still favor for Aero, but with 40 seconds left and 1 Gangster still left, it's going to be a problem. But Skies does get down. Tension and Hunter feels being aware of that though, but it doesn't matter as Nicholas Nate comes out, Crack peeks it, and also dies, leaving it all into the hands of Austin. And that is a welcome change for Aero Revolution, finally winning that basement round, getting a bit close in that first round, but getting it done this time.
Yeah, it looked like the change of pace, which I really liked from them, really worked out for the better here. They decided to play this round way more passive than they usually do. Maybe not go for this aggressive map control that they usually go for, and they just decided to wait a little bit and maybe see if they can get some early picks. And
Mhm.
some early picks they got because Noetic just got a little bit impatient, started flanking a little bit too much, peeking a little bit too much, and Aero just really abused that. So we'll see if they do the same here. We'll see if Noetic will fall for the same trap here. Yet again, a lot of teams do. A lot of teams, as soon as they start playing aggressively on defense, it's really hard for them to stop. That kind of mentality of, oh, I just got luck, I just got unlucky. I'm just gonna keep peeking that, and you keep peeking that, and sometimes you just keep losing it. So
Yeah.
one round here on the board for Aero is not too bad. 1, 2, 3, especially with them winning basement, which is one of the stronger sides. Definitely, it's not winning a kitchen defense here. And what it says is basically that it just gives them an opportunity here to possibly maybe win on kitchen if Noetic goes to kitchen after this round, or just to win in general here on attack is really really good for them.
Seconds remaining.
Yeah, and definitely, like you said, they only need 2 rounds to have that standard mentality in Oregon, and they have 3. Well, they have 1, not 3. I'm looking at the wedding, but they only have 1 of the 2 that they need.
Objective is to
And
locate a bomb and defuse
you know, 1 more of these rounds on kitchen or maybe upstairs 0 in dorms, and yeah, they'll be looking very solid. And if you remember, the last time they attacked onto the site, they actually had a really good start in that map control. And if they decide to diversify and get a bit more control, apply a bit more pressure from other windows, they can definitely do much better. As a Maestro starts from the road. Sorry to cut you off there, but I didn't realize. It's okay. I'll continue this for a few seconds.
It's alright, man. It's alright. I don't mind. I don't mind, man. We just go on.
You know, you get a bit excited sometimes, but yeah.
We need
like
we
I
need to
said,
find a groove, guys. We're new to each other. You're gonna forgive us.
You're gonna have to forgive us for that, but as I say that, Tenjin or Leiko, sorry. Or no, it was Tenjin. Does pick up that first person. I get a bit confused on the gun symbol sometimes. And that's the first pick onto Aero, more than they ever managed to do in the other round.
Yeah, and I mean, I just wanted to say before that I definitely thought that it's possible for Aero to go for a little bit of a different attack just because they decided to attack basement differently here, but it doesn't look like that's the case for them this time around. They're definitely going for this very similar kind of attack, as the Clutcher is gonna get another kill here, the first kill here for his team, and he's gonna equalize the situation a little bit, although he's gonna trade a lot of his HP for that. And it looks like Aero is just gonna keep establishing this bedroom control, gonna try and nade out Attic player out of the comfortable position. Surely they're not expecting a kill out of that, but maybe they're expecting for him to run away, and that's gonna just make it a little bit easier for them, as they don't need to worry about Attic when they run into the site. Austin here is
attackers have located a bomb.
on a flank, and it just doesn't look like Aero is aware right now, although they possibly have a flank drone, and he shot the flank zone, but it's possible that they're gonna have another one around the lobby, which that's a really common one, and hopefully that's gonna help them out if he's gonna make a very similar play to last time around, as he flanked last time and actually got a kill.
And like you said, you know, I was a bit worried when I saw that no one was watching that drone, but put that on pause for a second because you can look at that Neko going for such an aggressive play, jumping out that window there from that kitchen hallway and getting a free pick, but Kafu does get the refrag, but he's on very low HP now, and as Tension goes on this window repellent...
Yeah, his Clutcher is gonna go down as well, man. It looks really good for Aero. They're already in a 3v2 here, 25 seconds here to work with, and Neko needs to do some work for his team, as he's the smoke on the side. He's basically holding the site alone here. Austin is gonna try to flank, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work out. He needs to back off. It's all up to Neko right now. He's gonna need to hold up these 3 attackers who are gonna really try and put the plant down here and hold him off, but they won't be able to cover. The plant is gonna go down actually, and it's gonna be 1v2 for Aero here with the plant down. He's gonna smoke out the breach. That's where he thinks the ace is, but Venom is actually not there. He's gonna sneak up here from the top of the white stairs, and he's gonna pick a really aggressive angle here. That's how he should play this. He needs to make sure that he's getting a kill here, and the kill he will get. A double kill for him. Let's see if he can make it a triple for his team and secure another attacking round for him. Austin is gonna peek really slowly. He's gonna miss a lot of shots. Austin! You can't be missing like that, man. You got done with a pistol in your face. No way. With a drop shot like that, Well played to Venoms there. A really nice clutch, really similar to the things that we saw from him yesterday. And after watching him play yesterday, I really believed in him in that 1v2 situation.
Yeah, especially once you saw him almost white stairs, and I was like, he's definitely gonna get that first pick here because it's such an unexpected position. You know, the plant goes down by that attic or pit door, and you
Oh, they were
expect
not
someone to be in
expecting.
bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets that first easy pick, and in a 1v1 situation, you know, who do you want in the team in that situation? I would always want Venoms, you know, he has such a good clutch factor, but, you know, Giving is a bit of a scare, didn't have enough bullets there for that pre-fire that he wanted to do, and almost messed it up, but luckily, the Melusi there wasn't expecting him to do that either, and yeah, it worked out for him in the end.
Attackers need to locate
Man,
and
Venoms
defuse
played it
bomb.
great, especially going really aggressive. I feel like a lot of players at this level wouldn't always do that, play really aggressively on the diffuser in a 1v2 like that, especially when they almost have a line of sight. He didn't really have a line of sight, but you kind of do, just because you can see the players are going to run in inside and out. But he knows that as soon as he's going to catch a player on a rotate, yes, he's possibly going to get that kill for free, but he's going to get traded out immediately, so he needs to do something unexpected, and he did something unexpected. He came up from the white stairs, he got the early pick, really surprised them, and then they're kind of panicking because you don't know where he's at anymore. Maybe he went back to white stairs, maybe he's on the bomb right now. You don't really know. So at that point, it's the game is really
5 seconds.
in his hands, and he's really driving it at that point in that 1v1, and it's really forcing Austin to go for the aggressive peek here. He should have won that. I'm not gonna lie, Austin should have won that one, but he just missed a lot of shots there. I guess he didn't really expect Venom's position, and just really didn't hold his mouse the right way. Maybe it was at the end of his mouse pad. We know all of these excuses. So that's what. Oh, okay. So
Okay.
I just got informed that Austin is a staff member, maybe a
Oh.
coach, maybe an analyst, and he's actually subbing in for Noetic right now, and that could possibly explain why he missed out these shots. But I mean, I'm not bashing him. You know, it happens even to the best of the players of any league, really. Not even here, even T1. So that's fine. They're still in a good place. They're still 3-2. I mean, saying that, Aero is also actually in a good place, even if they're losing this round. And I mean, if they won the 2 previous attacks toward attacking basements and kids, who's to say they're not gonna win a kitchen attack?
I mean, true, it seems to be in Aero's favor here, and this should the kind of attack also they want to do. Previously going for just a small tower, deciding this time they want to attack upstairs and then make their way downstairs a bit later once you have the vertical control. And Noetic seem to be aware of this as well and have a lot of good players there. I know, but a nade from Leiko there. Picking up poor Austin, we were just talking about it, man. Not much he can do there. And Tangent also gets left to 1 HP by Sky. Sky wants to drop down his hatch, and I think that's what he'll do. But no, Leiko pulling the angle, and it's a sea of red followed by a few seas of blue. Then it was Crack who actually got his QB upstairs and brought it back with team, but he also gets picked off, leading it all up to Neko. What is happening? It's all happening so fast, and Neko, he's been such a good player for the team so far, and does manage to get that first build on 2.
Yeah.
One.
He's gonna get that first pick for his team, and now he's gonna be in this 1v2 situation here. He's definitely dangerous there with that shotgun, the SMG-11. They need to push him on very narrow angles, very CQC positions there, as Leiko is gonna try and lit him up a little bit. I think one shot hit him there at most, or maybe nothing at all, as Neko is really gonna try to fight off basically two opposite angles at the same time. He has the pinks though, and he has a C4 to work with here. So we're gonna see what he can pull out. He's gonna pull out the C4 here, and he's gonna get shot right in the face through the wall. Great job there by the Maverick. Great cover. His nade is gonna go out. I mean, he just played it perfectly. Great prediction there with the shots through the wall, predicting the C4 toss. Probably heard the rip as well. And 3 attacking rounds for Aero just looks great. Honestly, it looks great for them. I wanted 2, man. You remember at the beginning of the game, I said I wanted 2, and if they get 2, they'll really go towards convincing me that they have the potential that I thought they could have. And it's definitely possible now with 3, man, with 3 rounds. But on the other hand, Noetic it's worth mentioning, right? It's just fair to mention that they are a little bit of a weakened version of themselves today, as they're replaced, or they're subbing in for 1 player with Austin, the coach / the analyst / maybe manager. I don't know what he's doing for the team, but I mean, I'm sure they're thanking him for subbing in and giving them at least the opportunity to play and try to win this one out. So they're coming in here with the advantage on one hand, as they are unbeatable. They had 4 wins in a row, but on the other hand, a little bit of a weakened roster is definitely gonna make the difference. And I don't want to take anything from Aero here, but I mean it's
5 seconds
inevitable.
remaining.
This is a weakened version of Noetic.
I mean, I don't. Maybe not inevitable is a strong word because they still are putting up a good fight. I mean, they did win the first 3 rounds in a row. You got to remember. Then they lost the next 3
Oh
in a
no
row.
no no!
but-
I didn't mean their loss is inevitable. That's not what I meant. I meant that the fact is just a fact. They are a weakened version of themselves,
Yeah.
and they're gonna do their best here, and we're gonna see what they can do here to work with. But of course it's gonna equalize the situation a little bit for Aero here if they were the weaker team. I mean this kind of game always sucks because I don't know how to speak about this, man. Yes, they're subbing in a player. It's always gonna be a weaker team. What can I say?
Mhm. I mean, like you said. I mean, I just
On the
listened
other
to what
hand,
you
I
said,
just don't
but-
want to take anything away from Aero. You never know. Maybe they would have played even better if they had their main roster. Like
True.
if they played against the main roster. You just never know.
You never know, and considering that all 4 games in Noetic have been streamed, and like I said, how many of them have been on Oregon? They might have done some player studies and picked up on certain tendencies as well of the actual player who used to be playing in this team before they got subbed, unfortunately. And you keep this stuff in mind that when you do this casting, that let's just be fair and just, and let's just keep on that, And as you say that, let's actually talk about what's happening in the round. As it seems to be a pretty normal take. I'm not really sure. They seem to just be trying to take this control from meeting and in entrance area, getting the hatches open here, as there seems to be some kind of aggression coming in from Freezer, but it doesn't seem like they've touched Big Tower at all, or even blue or anything like that. It seems to be a different kind of take here coming in, as they're gonna made over this blue locker area, just lighting up tension by around 2 or 3 health points, not too much. And Skies does push in and does pick up
Ooh.
Slows there. Ooh, a nice shot there. Not sure if Slows' head or maybe his gun was peeking out, but it's a good pre-fire nonetheless. And Skies does get that pick, and now he has that freezer control he needs. And Tenjin needs to play this careful. If he ties, they're gonna forfeit freezer control completely. As the nade comes out,
Another
Skies
great shot.
second one.
Sky's just hunting for more here. He's really hungry, man. He's gonna make it work, man. Triple kill for him as he's just pushing on the freezer here single-handedly, and he's really destroying Aero right now. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Or was it? It was not him. It was Ibana there, and Zofia is gonna finish out the round. But Skies really did most of the work there. Really pushed up Freezer on his own, man. Pushing Freezer as 2 or 3 is so hard, and this man just did it alone. Just speaking about the man, right? His stats are so amazing. I think he had the most kills in the team in general. He had 97, was it? It was 90 something kills across 4 matches. That means
94. Yeah.
94 kills across 4 matches. That means 8 maps, and that's definitely impressive, especially when you have other great players on your team that are also definitely carrying their weight and even doing more than that. So he's just showing us why he's the best fragger on the team.
And I mean, what else can you say? He just walked on Freezer and had a bit of support from his friends on his teammates. They were flash and burning ADSs. He threw a few nades. He walked in, killed one, walked in, killed another, and then after that he caught a third. And after that, the round was basically almost 4. And you can see that Aero was definitely not expecting that kind of push or take, because a majority of their utility was actually focused towards the blue area, which is usually the standard kind of take that teams like to do. And that kind of off take that you see once in a while that teams do, where they decide to push something that has importance, but not as much as your primary focus for the round, right? And that truly can be detrimental. I think they were setting up for a main lobby entrance and to push into the other side the way they were pushing things, but they didn't even need to get to that part as Skies had pushed up and killed everyone. But
that's why you want to spread out your utility a little bit more equally, right? You want to just spread it out a little bit more. You never know. A team might go for a main lobby freezer take. It's not that rare, right? It's not a crazy thing to do, and it's something that we see. We see it definitely less than the blue tower take, but it's something that you gotta keep in mind. It's definitely a possibility, and I hope I didn't really notice, but I hope that they really spread out their utility a little bit more, so they're ready to position themselves a little bit better. Especially maybe put a little bit of emphasis towards that freezer, because you need to do something about Skies, man. He can't just walk over 3 people and just push onto the side like that. It just can't happen. He's gonna destroy you every round if he's gonna do that. There's no way you're winning in a situation like that.
Yeah, and well, it seems to be a more spread out take. I'm not even sure what they're doing because they are taking both big tower and they're also getting main lobby control. So I think they're just gonna get both and then decide what they can do later in the round, depending on how many players are alive and how much time is left. But Skies is gonna be pushing this freezer area again, and you know how dangerous he was last round. We don't need to tell you anything else. There is barbed wire there this time, but and a Banshee. There is more utility here, I think. The Gun 6 comes out and the Banshee is destroyed. That barbed wire serving as bait did not work, and it leaves Leiko here, who has a shield this time. So they're definitely changed the setup slightly and
Attackers
given
have located a
a
bomb.
bit more utility towards the freezer area to help hold. I'm not sure if that was the shield, because I think there's only one shield in the lineup, so actually there's no blue shield anymore. Which means blue is actually free for the taking, and if they realize that, that would be good. But if my audios are correctly, yeah, they did remove that shield with that. I think it was a nade. It might have been it was the flourish drone. And Leiko now, he is in freezer, and he's gonna try to get aggressive here, gonna push up, and he don't need the shield there, and the shield was actually wasted with the flourish drone, and he's gonna have to hold this.
Yeah, he needs to hold this, and he needs to hold this pretty aggressively, as he doesn't have any utility left. And peeking around freezer there is not the most comfortable thing, but Skies is gonna need to deal here with a lot of players peeking towards him as well, so that's definitely gonna help. And it looks like Noetic is just gonna stop here for a little bit. They're gonna use the time that they have, they're gonna gather their thoughts, and they're gonna figure out how they wanna push this, because they still okay. Skies is just gonna shut me up. He's gonna get Leiko here before they're even executing onto the side. Looks like a lot of players are peeking him. Ascension is gonna get another kill on the clutcher here. Chafu is gonna help him right there, and 2 kills for the defenders here already. Skies feels like it's all up to him here. He's gonna be quiet. He's gonna get Mute down here. Mute is on the floor. He's dead as well. Double kill for Skies. He's gonna get another kill. Skies, what a beautiful headshot. He's gonna get a 4th quad kill for Skies. He's just doing everything right now for Noetic. And again, someone else is gonna get the last kill, but Sky is just consistently just pushing into the freezer and getting consistent multi-kills from the freezer area towards the side on every player that is peeking him or even not peeking him. That's just insane. I mean, 1 time is fine, man, but 2 times you can't be doing that. You're not playing a casual game, man.
You gotta be paying attention, and the smoke there, I'm not sure who that was, but I'm not sure why he didn't peek him. Maybe he thought he was gonna go around the long haul. Maybe he just didn't hear his teammate die behind him. I'm not sure, but I don't know if you noticed this, but the diffuser was actually dropped deep back in freezer. And if that Melusi had decided to flank freezer instead of going down main stairs, she probably would have won the round there, because there's a very little time remaining. I think it was like 10 seconds, and she gets that first pick on that Iana or Skies there, and then you know there's only 2 players left. They're scrambling to get the diffuser. This time will probably be running out, and yeah, I mean. It was a good thing that they had flanked down the stairs, that's all I'm saying, because that round could have easily gone the other way.
I mean, that's just one of those things that you just don't know. Like, Aero had no idea that the diffuser would be there, right? Like, how would they know? So,
It's a bit unfortunate.
it's just one or the other, and sometimes that coin flip is just makes or breaks it. But that's not the only reason that they lost a round, right? It's not just unfortunate, it's Skies. Really putting numbers on the work, man. 11 kills,
10
and
seconds to insertion.
I want to say seven of these kills are an attack, and
5
that's what
seconds
Noetic needed here. He's doing so much work for them, and these kills are so impactful. I really can't stress it enough. Pushing into freezer like that is just so much pressure on the defenders, and now I don't know how they're even gonna go back to basement, even if they win out kids, right? You're just not gonna feel comfortable anymore. This player is just destroying you there.
That was a 4v2 if I remember correctly, because I think that Flores was down for a long time before he was picked up, and I mean, I think you gotta give credit to Skies for getting those kills, but you also have to be wondering, like, why is the team of Aero peeking him so intensely? Like, once the mute in that corner had died, you gives the call that there's 1 freezer still, and then he started playing passive. I think the Aruni peeked him, and I think the smoke of Venoms, if I remember correctly, just did not even realize he was there, and suddenly the round just was over because of that.
I think it's just because he's clicking heads, man.
He just clicks heads, bro, yo. But like you said, we're gonna move on to this next round, and Aero decided they've had enough of basement. They couldn't do it. They're gonna go upstairs onto kids' dorms, and they're gonna try to hold it here. Leiko's gonna be playing on the freezer stairs, and if no one finds him, he's gonna be a big problem right now. Slow is playing inside of kitchen as well. It seems to be a similar setup to how Noetic were actually holding it. I'm not sure if there's a rotating to meeting, but it seems to be a very similar setup. And speaking of Noetic, they're going for an attic take. They're going to open up this attic wall with this Yamane palette. I don't think they know that Venom is going to be prone in this corner. If they haven't drawn it out, he's going to get a freebie here with that
Oh
shotgun.
no.
I mean,
Oh
I'm getting
no.
I saw
Oh no,
something
man.
similar like
They misdrawn him, man. Oh no, no, no. Okay. Well, I think he's drawn it. He doesn't know.
I don't think so. Like, I'm so confused. He
Didn't
hasn't
that
been drawn out.
didn't that drone turn around? Oh no, they don't know. He's just gonna get a free kill right there. He's gonna get down though. I mean, that's such a rough situation to be in. But Jaeger is gonna flank and help him right there. He's gonna even pick up the mute. This just falls apart for Noetic right now. Is this attic push was just completely unsuccessful because of a little bit of poor drone work. To be honest, Slow's gonna get another kill on the roam here towards Neko here, and he's gonna make it a 4v2 for his team. Austin is gonna get a kill though. He's gonna answer right back, gonna try to equalize a little bit more. 3v2 now, and Slows is gonna spray towards the attic and maybe try to get a lucky headshot through the wall. Just won't succeed this time around. Butcher is gonna hold his flank here, and he's wise to do so because Leiko is trying to flank. Okay, he's just gonna back up, man. All right, I'm just gonna stop speaking, and maybe you're gonna do what you're supposed to do. Oh, he's looking for these vertical holes, and come on, Austin. This is a crazy shot. Really hard, a hard angle to win, and he's aware of that, and he wins that somehow. C4 is not gonna connect, but the shots are gonna connect. Slows is gonna get the operator on the door, and he's gonna get the second one as well. He's gonna finish up the round for his team. What a great round for him overall, really holding the side. And actually, a really great round from Aero, all around. I feel like there was a calculated risk there from the mute. I don't think it was even a risky play that you shouldn't do. He kind of felt the energy of Noetic. He felt like they might misdrawn him, and he knew that if they don't, and he's gonna be put in a situation where he's in a gunfight, they will need to use some utility to flush him out there anyway. And Leiko was always at the back to flank and help him out. So overall, great teamwork from them and great plays overall.
Yeah, well, there's a pause coming out, and Skies has disconnected. Not sure what's happening there, but hopefully it sorts itself out soon. And like you said, that last round, I mean, all I can say is what a great teamwork coming out from Leiko and Venoms there. I think Venoms got a bit lucky with how quickly that Hibana pushed in, and once he got that first kill, he did get down, and Leiko flanking at that perfect time really did manage to save his teammates' life and possibly even save their
Oh,
own.
that was
because-
definitely calculated. Everything there. I'm sure Leiko just didn't walk up in. Like, I'm sure it wasn't a coincidence. I'm sure he
Well,
didn't
it's
just
not,
walk up
I mean,
randomly.
it's the timing of that, right? Because you would
just
expect
happened to
Venom's
wonder.
die.
Yeah.
Because Venom being down instead of being killed was a huge play. That left it into a 4v3 into a 4v2 once Slows got that kill as well. And even though Noetic got two back, Slows did what Slows does. He peeked the angle, he killed, and then that C4 toss, if it was a bit longer, he would have killed that Flores as well on the C4 and the second one. And poor Flores, I just remembering this now, I was gonna say this, but he was trying to pick up the diffuser and was not even holding the door at all. Like he just pushed in and was trying to pick up that diffuser. It was truly unfortunate for him.
Yeah, and of course, Slows really denying that clutch potential from Noetic that they definitely have, especially from Austin, who really woken up there and really started clicking heads left and right and below as well. So great from Slows there to really show up for his team, making sure that he's making his position known. There is a reason why they picked him up recently to the team, and he's a new player here apparently, but I guess it's a good pickup. I mean, if he's winning rounds like that, these are the important kind of rounds that you should be winning for your team, or not that you should be. You're not expected actually, but these are the kind of rounds that if you win for your team, you're definitely worth of being there, and you're a worth player to keep in the team, right?
Mm-hmm. And like you said, like if I remember correctly, Slows having only 2 or 3 days of scrim and dry run experience, and you can literally, I think you could even tell yesterday while he wasn't really performing well on Villa itself, when it got to consolate and he started to get into his groove, he started getting those early picks and really proving to himself why being a really good second entry and good addition for this team. And you can see from that round as well, like his clutch potential or just his team work as well is getting so much better. And I would be surprised that in a few Playdays times he will become one of the best players in this league.
Yeah, and Era, I mean, they have this comeback. They have this comeback energy, this comeback potential that we really saw. We really witnessed that happen vividly yesterday on Consulate against Roar as they came back from a 6-3 or a 5-3 scoreline where they were really losing hard the majority of the map, and they just came back after also losing hard the previous map before that, and they just came back and won it all. So I'm not gonna be that surprised if Aero is gonna pull off a crazy comeback here, or
Attackers
at
need to
least
locate
they're
and
gonna if
defuse the
they're gonna
bomb.
bring us back to overtime. But with that being said, they're going back to basement here. They're gonna decide to go back to basement here, and they will need to figure something out with that freezer hold. Or on the other hand, maybe Sky's disconnecting and connecting back. Maybe something happened to his PC and he's not gonna perform as well. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway, either way, something needs to go air, towards Arrow's way here for them to win this one out, because it really looks like even when they have the advantage, even in a 4v2
10
last
seconds
time
remaining.
around, they just lost it at the end because of Skies. Skies is just so impactful on
5
this side.
seconds left.
And also, I just realized that the mirror was actually unbanned this entire time. No one was
Attackers'
deciding. No one was
objective is
deciding
locate
to
a bomb
play
Oh,
and
her.
man.
defuse it.
Oh man.
I mean, I'm not really sure what happened there, but you know, for now, it seems to be working out. And that mirror window plays only to the left of the wall. Maybe it's a more passive kind of mirror window to watch more of the angles there. If they're gonna breach is gonna get opened up, and it's gonna be a heavy mirror setup here towards the main entrance on that launch there, so that the shield and more players can be focused towards the back area of blue. And honestly, already just the mirror pick itself makes this such a much harder like push for Noetic to do, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely, man. That mirror is gonna be so problematic, especially because it's not like a mirror on any other map. It's really hard to get rid of that mirror. You need to invest utility with nades, flashbangs, and whatnot, man. And you
Attackers
always
have
need to
located the bomb.
expose yourself, put yourself in a position to get rid of that mirror. Even if you're gonna use the Ibana to get rid of it or the Ace, you still need to peek pretty wide, man, to get rid of that mirror window. And that's gonna be a rough one. And I'm sure there's a mute jammer there to deny that as well. And yes, there is one, as we just saw from Skies, from his Yana clone, to be exact. So it's gonna be a rough one there, and I don't think Sky's gonna be able to push Freezer the same way here again. But who knows? Maybe he's gonna make me eat my words.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not like you said, the mirror windows there. That's like on some maps they have lost value, but overall, mirror on Oregon has remained unchanged because you still need to get up to the mirror window to knife it, and I don't think they're gonna be getting up to these mirror windows anytime soon to be knifing them.
Oh no, you're not getting up close to that thing, man. If you're getting close, man, Tension is just gonna swing out wide with that SMG-11. You're gonna get beamed.
And like you said, I mean, this mirror window, just giving the information, you can't even peek on that, but just the information you gain from that is so much and so good that
Man,
people
it's
will
just scary to
ignore
peek
it.
that. You don't look at Clutcher, bro. He doesn't want to peek that. Okay, never mind. He's gonna peek wide. He's gonna back off though. Listen, it's not something that you want to push towards. You see that black mirror, you just want to go back, man. You want to go somewhere else, and go somewhere else. That's what they're gonna do right now. Neko is gonna go towards Big Tower, but he's gonna be really known here as he's gonna hit a wire, an alarm. He's gonna hit everything here, and his position is really known here. He's gonna just sit on the platform, try to look for a pick here. Maybe someone is gonna pick him uh, really wide here. He's gonna hold this kind of an off angle, maybe even gonna try to push down. Oh no, as Wama is gonna catch your head as you're pushing down. Slow's gonna get one. He's not gonna be able to get the other one though. He's gonna get down. He's gonna get shot down by Crack there. As Crack is, he will need to find some picks for his team there,
15 seconds
as it
left.
looks like he's the only player left here in a 1v4 situation. He's gonna try to get the kill in the hallway there, but Tension, he's gonna beam him out with SMG-11 there, right to the face, right to the dome. That's what we like to see. That's the SMG-11 gunplay that I like to cast. And again, another round from Aero, 2 in a row already. They won the side that they couldn't win before. They adjusted. They brought the Mira. They're looking good, man. They're looking good.
Yeah.
This could be an overtime. This could be a win for them as well. This could be a 7-5 for them. Who knows?
Yep, and it's like you said, it's 5-5, and they're gonna go to kitchen dining, which I'll get to in a second. But I just want to say, what a perfectly executed game plan from Aero, and you can just tell what it was, right? They're gonna see the mirror windows, and they know they're probably not gonna push them, and eventually go towards and be funneled into that back stairs and bunker take, which happened. And Venoms and Slows were so ready for them, and they got those picks early on, or not early on in the round, but early on towards that take. And even the Slows gets a he whips a bit of shots onto the Hibana. It doesn't really matter, but the team ends up winning that round, and that's a really, really solid performance. If they go downstairs again, or they get the chance to, I'll be really scared for Noetic, because I don't know how they're going to adapt to that.
Yeah, definitely. They're not gonna have the chance to go downstairs anymore, though, as they only have 2 rounds left here, and basement is definitely gonna be locked for 2 rounds. But if they go in overtime, then it's gonna be a scary one here. But to do that, they need to at least win another one here, and they're kind of forced to go to kitchen dining, and that's one of the weaker sides on the map, right? So they need to show us if they can also play aggressively here and win out these early gunfights, early engagements, maybe go for these runouts or whatever it is, in order to win a side that really relies on gunplay to win it out.
And like you said, we know how good the gunplay is from both of these teams. You can look at Skies and Noetic, who's been hitting some really good shots, and even Slows, I think, on Aero has really shown up in these past few rounds and is proving himself to be a real aimer, if I do say so myself. And if you look at the stats as well,
A real aimer, a real gamer, man.
I mean, it's probably both, you know. But if I pull up the stats for a second, Explode did have a 78% headshot in yesterday's playday, and that's really scary if you're the enemy team. You know, someone who has a 78% chance to headshot you in every gunfight before you even shoot a bullet, like. Wow, but
yeah, that's definitely unfortunate to meet someone who has a 78% headshot ratio. That's definitely a scary one, but I mean, we never know. Venoms is gonna get the early pick here instead of Slows, though. Although Slows is in a contested position, Venoms is gonna find a kill in another place. The smoke player, out of all operators here, is gonna establish the aggression. Is gonna establish a little bit of early advantage for his team here.
I'm just a bit confused. Was he in the top of small tower? Or
I don't
was
know.
he upstairs anywhere else? Because I saw his silhouette. I'm not really sure he was when he got that kill. I thought he was upstairs in small tower. Like, oh my god, why is there smoke playing up there? That's such a risky place. But I think I was just not looking at the correct spot, because it does not seem that the attackers are proceeding to go up there, which makes it probably safe. And Slows picks up another one. We're just talking about
That's
it.
that headshot percentage you were talking about, man. That's what we like to see from Slows. He's gonna keep looking for another one. He's gonna try to hit that. He won't be able to, but he's just wasting their time right now. There's 3 players lining up for him right there, and they're gonna spread out. But it was a great opportunity for him to show some map control, to show that Shower is his, and they're not welcome there. He's not ready for them to take that. Clutcher will need to hold some angles here. He will need to play really aggressive. He's gonna push into the side here. It looks like Slows has no idea. I mean, no one is watching his back. He shouldn't even be watching it. Someone else needs to be watching it for you, Slows. And that's just really unfortunate. I guess Clutcher doesn't really know where Slows is exactly precisely playing, because those shadows could be deceiving. So he's just gonna wait a little bit. Clutcher is gonna try to fake the fuse there a little bit. Slows is gonna peek out, as it looks like, and he's gonna lose the gunfight to Clutcher. Clutcher is gonna hit that headshot with the AK-12. C4 is gonna go out, but it's not gonna connect. Ace is gonna go down on the floor, though. He's dead now. Austin is alone in a 1v4 situation. I really feel like we're gonna repeat what happened before there, but it doesn't look like exactly the same thing is gonna happen. He's gonna be able to get the first kill on the Jaeger, and he's gonna put himself in a 1v3. Gonna burn the Arbuni Gate out, and Venoms is gonna close it out for his team with the SMG-11. Great shots from him, and I mean, well played overall from Venoms. To be honest, he got the early kill with the shotgun, and I'm sure that meant a lot for this round for them.
Yeah, and then Slow's picking up that second one onto someone on small tower trying to rotate on the stairs. And then at 3v5, they even tried to attempt it to plant in a 3v5, waited out a kill, but nothing more than that, as even though they were close to getting the plant down, Cafu rotates at the correct time and gets the kill. And now suddenly Aero are on match point. 6-5.
I mean, man, that's what we were talking about, that comeback potential that Aero definitely has, and they're proving it again, man. A 5-3, it looks like you really shouldn't take them to a 5-3 scoreline, because you're just gonna get cursed, and they're gonna just completely sweep you the other way around. And it looks like that right now. I mean, we never know. Maybe we're gonna go to overtime. But Aero looks so dominant right now, and it looks like they're really fighting the momentum. You know, they're going for these aggressive peaks. They're feeling the game. They're feeling how they should be playing this, and they definitely read Noetic's playstyle here. They adapted properly, and they know what operators they want to bring. They even made a little bit of a change here. I don't know if you noticed, but they brought the Mozzie this time around. Maybe they felt like that was the weakness. You know, maybe if they're able to get rid of a bit more drones. If you remember last time, the miss drone here. So maybe if they're able to get rid of a little bit of early droning here, and they're gonna really narrow down the number of drones that Noetic is gonna bring here into the round, maybe they're gonna make themselves a little bit more opportunities to flank or to go for some aggressive plays. or play in some red corners, right? And that's what I like to see. They're reading the game, they're understanding what the weakness is of the enemy team, and they're really playing towards abusing it.
Yeah, and like you said, that mute Mozzie combo, that used to be meta a few seasons ago, not anymore. But that's not to say that it's not really strong anymore. And that drone detail is really going to be, it's going to be showing up here. No information while they're going to try to push these angles. And Leiko again playing on those Three Sisters angles, like we saw in the previous round. And if you remember the last round that they attacked at this side, Venom's got a free kill from, oh my god, the run up from heads in there. But like I was saying, they got the round there from a nice play from Leiko and Venom's Venom fighting in the corner with a shotgun and getting the kill. And that led to a few events that happened and led it eventually into Slows clutching up. But honestly, from the three defenses I saw, this was probably the shakiest. So this is the time for Noetic to clutch up and get the kills and win this round. I mean, they have to, unless they're going to lose this map.
Yeah, this is gonna be their last map of the season that they're gonna lose if that happens. But it looks like they're gonna do their best to, not let that happen. They're gonna try and go for a bedroom here, an attic. I feel like we've seen a similar kind of attack before that. Actually, we've seen the same kind of attack, and hopefully Crack is not gonna make the same mistake here. He's gonna drone every corner towards the attic there, although it's, of course, very unlikely that someone is gonna hide in the same corner again.
True, and some drones being spotted out, some camps not being shot. Leiko's gonna go for a flank onto main here, and I'm not sure if there's any flank drones, as the nades do come out as the attic players start to push in, and the defensive players of attic are gonna start to push back because the nades.
I don't think anyone knows about this, man.
No, I don't think they do. I don't think they've even realized. I don't think they have any flank drones set up. And if no one knows, but.
Oh,
like,
Austin is watching.
it.
I don't know if he heard him, man. Oh, it's pinged, man. It's pinged.
It is pinged. So there was a flank drone. It just wasn't seen. Maybe it was an armory, right? And he got pinged while he was pushing in. But Leiko smartly deciding, maybe not, and to fall back.
Yeah, he felt the situation. He read the situation, right? And he decided to fall back. He decided it's not worth it. And I mean, he's definitely wasting a little bit of time. They got the information that someone is trying to flank, and they're gonna be watching that angle now. So it's gonna waste time. It's gonna create pressure in Sky. He's gonna get the opening kill, and every time this man gets the opening kill, it's really scary. As he's gonna get another one, another beautiful headshot, a follow-up kill, a double for him, and you don't want to make it a triple. Because when he's on, he's on. This man is gonna get another one, triple kill from Skies, and he's pushing towards Kids here. He's really making it all work for Noetic right now. As they're gonna try and answer back here. Crack is gonna push in. Plant is gonna go down, and it's all up to Leiko. In a 1v4 situation, he's gonna be able to get one. He's in a 1v3 with Plant down. This is a really hard situation to retake right now, and he won't be able to, as Clutcher is gonna get the last kill of the round, and we're gonna go to overtime. Man, Skies, every time he's just doing insane things that are just unbelievable. It's not normal that three players know exactly where you are. You kill the first one, they give exact position, and you just, when they try to refrag, you're just hitting another headshot on top of another headshot. When on top of all of that, you're on low HP, man. I mean, that means just instantly peeking and instantly getting headshots. It's just insane.
I mean, if you remember all three attacks, it was a 3-3 split again, and if you remember all three attacks that Noetic won were all based on Skies getting
it's all up to Skies, man, right now. It's all on his shoulders, and honestly, I'm not that scared if I'm Noetic, because if he's able to pop off like that again, then it's looking good for them. They're gonna go back to defense, and they're gonna sit pretty, they're gonna feel comfortable.
Yeah, but like you said, we've gone downstairs and we've talked about this, right? The mirror window, how are they going to deal with it? What do you think that Noetic is going to try to do to counter the mirror windows?
Honestly, there is nothing you can do with that mirror window. In my personal opinion, just leave that, go for another take. Enable Skies, make sure that he's able to push something else. Maybe it's blue, maybe it's tower, it doesn't matter. It's hard to push those positions, but just don't push freezer, just ignore that. Maybe put some pressure, so they don't even put pressure there, you know what, because it's not worth your utility. They know exactly when you're pushing, they have perfect information. So if you're just baiting, it's not gonna be successful. They're gonna say, oh guys, I have the mirror window here. They're not really pushing in, they're just baiting us with utility or whatnot. So just don't do that. Just ignore the position. Maybe go for lobby as a as a flank. Maybe even put Skies there. But they need Skies to be the spearhead of this push. You want him to be first. You want him to be going for these picks. You see, this man is confident, man. He's peeking in. I don't think he's gonna get peeked right back because every time he's getting peeked, as I said that last round, when he gets the opening kill, it just looks like you cannot stop him. The only reason he's not getting the rest of the kills is because someone else on his team is getting those. That's how it feels like.
And also, we just saw their slows blocking the path of Leko. They're letting Leko get shot for quite a bit. It was almost got him killed, but I think Noetic are doing exactly what you said and deciding, you know what, it's not in our best interest to push that main area. Let's just go for a push onto this blue corridor. And so someone starts to push into that blue corridor. A team kill coming in. Hunter getting that first pick, but the corner drone, the floor is drone. They'll pick up the refrag for Aero, and suddenly it is a 4v3 and Leko just pick up another kill. And now that's Skies, I think, as well, which leaves it all
Skies is dead, man. That's your hope. That's your only hope. He's dead right now, and you need to do something crazy. Austin or someone else, maybe from Towers. There's Crack, who's really shown us that he can really make these plays happen. He definitely has the gun skill to back it up, and maybe he's gonna be able to make something happen there. Neko is gonna peek really aggressively here as John is gonna go out. Z4 is gonna go out, not gonna connect. Neko is gonna keep peeking this, and Crack is gonna get another kill here for his team. Oh, he's gonna get a second, man. With the bearing 9, a double for him, 2v3 right now for Noetic.
I mean, but look at where Diffuser is dropped. They've seen the reinforcement, right? Tension is reinforced and sitting right here, and he's gonna.
Oh no!
He's gonna kill
no.
Doesn't expect the second. He
Oh,
doesn't expect
no.
the second, and the attackers win the round. What just happened? I'm so confused.
Oh
He hides
no!
in the dead body.
He's hiding behind his injured teammates. Jesus Christ, man! I'm not even blaming that on the mute player there. I mean, honestly, I'm not.
Team kill, right? I'm surprised he didn't even kill his teammate. I would have been fully expecting the team kill to happen before he gets that kill. But Tension with a nice play there to reinforce himself off, make it if they don't drone it off, because they're gonna get the sound cues reinforced, and if they don't drone it, they don't know mute's there. And since Diffuser was dropped in that blue corridor.
Man, I feel like today I have the opposite of Caster's curse. Like, when I talk about one of these players, it just happened to pop off. Like, did you see Crack there on the tower stairs? What is that? There's no way you're allowed to get one pick there from the tower stairs, and then you get re-peeked, but you finish it up with an SMG-11 with a double kill. Like, come on, man. These are just not things. These are just not things that you usually see.
Like,
you don't see a player being out in the open, basically in no man's land, and he gets a kill, and then the enemy team defenders have perfect information on him, they re-peek and they lose the gunfight. It's just not something that happens, and the only explanation here that Noetic is honestly just clicking heads again.
I mean, yeah, we told you Skies is really good, but we gotta remember that it's not just Skies, and his teammates, they're showing that it's not just a Skies show. Skies die in a 4v3, and then the Hibana, they're off Crack, gets for a second, another bearing 19 from a bit of a long range there, and doesn't hit the headshot. It was quite a sight to see, and the end of the round is a bit claustrophobic, and Tension did clutch it up eventually. Not Tension didn't clutch it up, sorry, he failed to clutch it up eventually after trying to go for a play with Diffuser drop there, but now it's Team Noetic on defense, and Alright, but it's Crack is, oh my god. It's Team Noetic on the defense. They're not gonna bring the mirror, they're gonna go for a similar setup they did to what they normally do. And do you think this is a mistake? Do you think that mirror window not being brought will be a reason why they can potentially lose this round?
Oh, I definitely feel like the mirror was really impactful. I'm not too sure why they decided to not bring it anymore, but it looks like it wouldn't matter. They actually never brought it, by the way. Leko is gonna get the opening here on a very aggressive clutcher who's really picking up the double door on towards blue, and clutcher, that's not where you shine, man. You shine on these clutch scenarios usually, and that's where your place at. And I really want to see him more in these clutch scenarios and not peeking wide like that on the double door. But enough about that. The attackers are really gonna put a lot of pressure here on the defenders. They're gonna be rotating around. Sky is definitely gonna be peeking this confidently, as he's one of the players in this match who's really. We just see him peeking consistently and really comfortably every single angle that he's approaching. But besides that, the attackers are really setting up the site here for an execute.
I mean, yeah, and like, I think Noetic not bringing the mirror doesn't really matter because they're going for
Leko.
push, and Neko picks up a second kill, and almost picks up a third, but gets picked off by Neko, who is also on 1 HP, and suddenly, well, it's still in the favor of Aero, actually. It's still a 4v3, and Neko wants a sliver of HP, but it doesn't matter how much HP as he can hit the heads, and we've seen this situation before. 4v3, Aero have the advantage, but they still somehow manage to lose this round because of how strong the defending positions are. They can hold such a good crossfire from all the way back inside, and it was Crack on that double Duranger, like we see him right here, where he picked up 2 kills that very first round. And he still, I gotta remember, Neko is still inside of Freezer. What a nice shot he's there. And it's gonna be 3-3 now. And Neko, like I said, it's such low HP. One shot can kill him, but he needs just one shot to kill everyone else. Austin does get lit up slightly, and there's 35 seconds left. They have a bit of time. They can try to take this slow and see if they can get any free picks. But it doesn't seem like Noetic are gonna peak anything. They're gonna try to dwindle the clock down as little as they can, as little amount as they can as possibly. Oh, I can't speak. Just take over, Leo.
I mean, Crack is definitely scary. They're on a double door. We've seen it before, getting those kills from the double door towards the hallway. So it's not something that you want to be peeking. Austin is going to make that work, though. Crack is going to get another one through the double door as Neko is going to finish it up with a triple kill for himself. It's going to be a GG for the map. And honestly, great showing from Noetic. Great showing from 3 of the players of Noetic there. The highlights there, Crack, Neko, and of course the one and only Skies, who's really making the impossible possible. And you know, they really showed here, they showed some dominance here. Although they're playing with a sub, they still did really good, and they won it out 8-6. They're keeping their record clean for now.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I didn't say this, but I mean, it was a very similar situation to what we saw in round 1, I think, where they did have the man advantage, but you can't really do much with that man advantage in that position because of the crossfires that are being held by the other team. It's such a hard position, I guess, for the attackers, even when they have the man advantage, to try to push into sight there. And I guess that really showed in that one sentence, in that one stance.
Yeah, to me, Aero is a team that definitely has a lot of potential, but they definitely have some things to figure out. You can't be losing consistently in a situation where you're in the advantage. And I'm gonna admit that Noetic is hitting phenomenal shots left and right. You see multiple times that a lot of their players are on 1 HP, and it actually doesn't mean much because they're just hitting insta headshots when they peek around corners, and that's not gonna make that 1 HP mean much. And when it comes down to gunfights, it just looks like Noetic is looking a little bit stronger when it just up to these 1v1s. So if they're able to work out their mistakes, if they're able to figure out what's going wrong there and why they're losing these man advantage scenarios, maybe they're gonna have a little bit of a better chance on the next map. And it was a really close game. So next map is anyone's game, and maybe possibly another draw for Aero.
Aero, yeah.
And possibly the first map loss for Noetic. So we're gonna be back really soon. 5 minutes break here until the next map. So we'll see you guys soon. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back.
Stay hydrated.
He's gonna find Dixon and he's gonna lose his life to Tedley. Same thing we saw already. He has smoke, but Cryptic is gonna get Googie.
Oh.
At F2 now on a roll, taking out Mitchell. For Christ's sake, just pull the fucking, press the button. There you go. He's gonna fly in. Heat out. Cadellas are coming out. There's gonna be a look for perfect rush, but no corner. Like, there you go. He catches that too. He catches Cannon over like O'Drone, not being aware at all. Cryptic is gonna find one. Mitchell, another one. It's an absolute slaughterhouse. Kelmer ready with the.
It's like it's always defender sided. I don't know. I don't like talking about how like you're expected to get certain rounds.
Yeah, and finally an opening kill for them. I mean, they just couldn't get one, and they're gonna get another one. Actually, a double here from Pinto, as the players are gonna get aggressive towards the double window as well. And it looks like Neko is gonna trade back, but they're gonna be hunting this Jaeger, and Pinto is gonna get another one actually on the bed there. Neko with the smoke canisters here, and he will need to make it a 4K to win out the round. So he's gonna hear the plan, and he will be shot down by Pinto. A 4K from Pinto, I believe. A little bit more aggressive. This is actually a very interesting strat, just because it denies the roam clear so much. As Pinto is gonna be taken down by Crack that was sneaking down
Does
the
take out Matrix at least. Risky's caught in a tough spot. Things are looking rough still for Roars. Is just up to Risky. 1-on-3. He's got 2 bodies that are pretty low. He can find it, but he's just been called out. Crack saw the foot, and he's gonna take the head off of Risky.
That's Mitchell right there. Helm is gonna find Goody, leaving only Kex, the only one right now to be able to defend us. He is now in a 1v3. Cryptic is gonna get that confirmed kill onto Googie, as Cryptic will also gonna go for the defuse. Kex will find Helm, but Kex will find Mitchell. Cryptic has to go away. He could have just stuck it on, but he doesn't. Kex clutches it out.
distance, the thin line that separates your shadows from my soul. As these walls begin to fold, the secrets on your tongue and the poison in my lungs. Where every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth. Blind eyes in the darkness, frail hands reaching out, sword echoes in the smoke as the doors behind me close. No cure for the madness, each turn tangled in the fear of losing sight of the slowly fading light. Where every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth.
Hello and welcome back everybody to Talent League here. We're playing for gonna play the second map of this amazing and a really close matchup between Aero and Noetic right now. As Noetic, if you missed out the last map, Noetic won by really a really small difference of 8-6 on overtime there, and it was kind of a comeback after a comeback there. So if you missed that out, definitely worth watching to see how that map actually went and how it actually got to the point of going to overtime and then Noetic eventually winning. But enough speaking about that. We're gonna move on to Villa now from Oregon,
Hmm.
and that's anyone's map if you're asking me, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of mistakes yesterday that Arrow made on Villa, but hopefully they have sorted them out, and today we'll see a different Arrow there that is ready, that are hungry to get that draw. Because come on, Arrow never loses; they only draw. Come on, it's a thing.
I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if that statement lasts. Obviously, for them, just consistently drawing, it's not gonna be the best in terms of how they're gonna look in the standings because they're always gonna end up middle-ish or even below the middle. It's way better to lose one game and win
Win
two
another,
than
right?
than than to just draw three games because you're only gonna
Yeah,
get 3 points.
I mean, by that, like, if you want to get the most points, you win all the games, right? But Aerokin, the best they can do today is draw this map and keep on the draw streak, right? So let's
Draw the
see,
match.
draw the match. They want to keep drawing, but let's get into this game. It's Villa, it's Aero, it's Noetic. You know how it is. Expect to see another Thatcher ban because Thatcher gets banned all the time, and
I
Aeros
don't
are on
even talk
defense.
about that anymore, man.
Aeros are on defense, and yeah, as the map actually as the operator bans go on,
I'm
let's
I'm done mentioning when Thatcher is banned. I'm gonna mention when he's not banned.
True. Thatcher's on ban this map. What? But as the bans do come through, and of course we're not going to talk about what's on screen. Let's actually talk about the stats of the first game. And I'm looking them up, and definitely the standout player from Arrow was Leiko. There, he pulled up a 1.06 rating with a good entry, KD of 221, hitting a few heads, but definitely 12-1 kills. Definitely was a main player. And Venoms as well, 10 kills, one rating just about, and slows as well, even though he didn't do quite well in ratings, got 90-13. And overall, it was a good performance by the entire team of Arrow, except for Tenjin, who didn't really do the best. But on the other hand, you have Noetic, who had three players who played really well, which was Nako, Crack, and Skies, like we know. Austin, actually, the sub, did pretty well for himself as well, and Clutcher was doing just about okay. But yeah, we're going into this match. Flores is, I hate Flores, based. And Kite ban, Thatcher ban, Flores ban, which is somewhat new. And finally, expect to see probably a Valkyrie ban, because Valkyrie is a pretty strong operator on this kind of map. But she might not be banned in favor of a mirror ban or something close to that. And exactly that's what it is, and it was a mirror ban. So, Lero, how are you feeling about this? Well, run me through what's in your head right now.
The bans are standard. Nothing crazy about that. I mean, the only thing that's a little bit out of the ordinary is Flores is banned, but I mean, it's not really out of the ordinary, right? He's just played so much and he's so useful with clearing out utility, but they're just going to bring in Ash instead. I mean, that's what most teams do. Flores is banned. It's one of your ways to clear out utility. You're going to bring Ash and Zofia combined. I mean, with Ayana as well, from the looks of it. So you're just going to have way more than enough, actually, to clear out utility here. And you have so many operators with actually great guns. All the operators right now on attack have amazing guns if they're not going to swap out the Jackal for something else. And IQ as well has an amazing gun as well. So all of these attackers, none of them are really support per se. All of these operators are really strong in their fragging potential. And maybe that's that edge that you need a little bit on Villa, because it does tend to usually go towards if you're able to win some of the gunfights that you shouldn't on the attack. And if you are, then you'll be able to get some of these rounds. And if you're just gonna play it really normally, you're gonna try to just execute normally on the side, really just do it by the book, ABCs without doing anything a little bit spicy, and you're not gonna win any extra gunfights that you shouldn't be winning, it's not always looking good for you. So Aero is gonna start on defense here, and they're gonna have to Aviator, and that's good for them. A little bit of a warm up. I think that's what they need.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, yesterday
Attackers are heading out.
when we watched them, Velvela, they did really badly on Aviator. Did they even win one single Aviator round?
I think they won it once. I don't really remember. I think they won it once, but I could be wrong. But I remember they really struggled.
Yeah, and from what I heard, that they didn't actually do dry runs for that map yesterday. So hopefully they have done the dry runs today, and hopefully they have a better idea of what they're doing. And you can see that they've brought the Valkyrie here, and the opponent team predicted the Valkyrie 6-pick and got their IQ 6-pick of their own to counter those cameras. And it seems to be a very similar setup to how it was yesterday. And his IQ is going to go below and going to get this library control, get C-wall control, and the Leiko of Jaeger, I think, actually, playing on those red stairs. Going to shoot a few drones, trying to cause a bit of chaos, make the attackers doubt themselves. And oh my god, Clutcher catches someone. The C4 being ripped but not being tossed there. A bit too late, but you know, trying to bait him out to come back, but Clutcher smartly decides he doesn't want anything to do with that and goes a bit away. Tension actually holding this angle from the hatch might actually get a pick here if the attackers are careful, but he is the attacker who decides to go upstairs. It was a Sophia. And she decides, you know what? I don't want to push there, I'll be pushing alone, and that's a smart thing. They do have some good, nice flank cam setup to watch for those flanks, and the Sophia's going to rotate, maybe to study, maybe to a different window. Let's see, it does look like she's going to study here. So, yeah, we're going to go on to this round. It seems that the attackers haven't really got too much map control yet, but there's still a minute 30 left on the clock.
Yeah, Noetic is really looking good with their drone work in general, also on Oregon and now here. I mean, that's really just going to create a little bit of pressure on the defenders that are trying to flank or trying to roam. Maybe put some pressure onto you when they're on the floor below, trying to maybe flank one of these staircases. It's just going to give you a heads up. It's going to give you a bit of an advantage on the gunfight. And speaking about advantages, Crack is going to get the first kill here of the round, and he's going to put the advantage in his team's way. And he's going to get actually another one actually here. Crack on the study window as Diana is gonna get another one. It looks like Neko is gonna be traded back. Crack with a triple kill here. He's gonna get another player in the study as Tenjin is gonna find himself in this 1v4 scenario. It doesn't look too good for him. He has a lot of gunfights to win and he won't be able to, as Diana is gonna finish it out for his team. Great round from Noetic. Great entries. Crack. I mean, just more of the same. You know, more of the same. That's what he did last map. Yep. And he's doing that again. He's really showing us that, I mean, a lot of these players on Noetic are really showing us consistently that they can really frag really hard and get a lot of multi-kills. And I feel like the thing with Noetic is that when one of their players pops off and gets the opening, the momentum just feels like the momentum just shifts towards them, and they're unbeatable at that point. They're getting the first, the second, the third, the fourth. Doesn't matter, any player that they see, they're somehow killing. And that's just something really scary to play against when you have 3 or 4 players like that on Noetic's side. I mean, it's just scary to peek because you're at that point scared to give away the opening def. And if you're scared to give away the opening def, that means you're scared to take the opening frag. And if that's the case, you're gonna struggle.
I mean, what can I say there? What happened wrong that round? Slows goes for a pre-fire, a nice attempt, does light up Crack a bit, but he does a gunfight. No one's there to refrag. Venom's, I think he's trying to rotate down into Art's room, but he didn't get the hatch open on the first shot and gave away his position, which meant that Crack secured and he shot him, and then expected to flank the third person completely correctly and hit him nice another headshot. And there's nothing much to say about that, you know. The bit of inconsistency from Aero in terms of trying to play together as a team there, and that really showed with how well Crack could just disassemble that.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Noetic just do it consistently. It's either Crack or maybe it's Neko, and more often than not, it just Skies. Just really destroying the defenders when they're attacking, when they're pushing, and Skies this time actually on Ash. So it's definitely potentially a scary one for Aero with the way that he's playing, and Crack as well, backing him up with Yana. I mean, again, it's just those great guns. Any player here on Noetic has a great gun. It's just scary to pick any of them.
And you can see that this might be a gunfight because Neko was playing in the scanner room. Oh my god, gets lit up by running into that pre-fire wallbang, but he decides to run away smartly to the basement. That Ash sliding him to the 30 HP just about, and he needs to be really careful because if he dies early,
A bomb
that's a
has been
big loss for
located.
team of the Aero, because they don't actually have that much. They don't have actually that much room apart from Leko here, and if he dies, then it's going to be very easy for Noetic, let's just say, to get this map control that they didn't get really quickly last round. It was just mostly Crack running up the stairs and getting those picks. I would say that Aero actually did a good job last round of holding that map control. As Clutcher looks to open up all, and I think he will just about. No, he's gonna wait for maybe someone playing on 90 corridor, and you do see Tension Dish. He is playing on this 90 corridor. He is taking these angles, and the Selma charge does come out from the ace. He's gonna be holding an upside down angle onto him. Tension needs to be careful if he peeks that, needs to peek that with a correct kind of shot. And Austin elsewhere does pick up Leko. We told you that Leko needs to have a big impact on this round, and he's not gonna have any impact at all because he is now dead. Tension on these red stairs. Gonna try to make up for Leko's loss to pick up that kill as Slow does get that Niana drone, and he's gonna walk back here. Last round he tried to pre-fire and take that gunfight. This time he decided has wasted 2 minutes of time. He's gonna go back, and as Cafu picks up Clutcher, who was on that 90 winter repel, it's going slowly and slowly in the favor of Aero. They have only a minute left to wait, and they have 3 smoke grenades, remember, and a few C4s. A few shots coming out from Crack there, lighting up the person inside walled, I think. But nothing else about that.
Yeah, Venus is gonna be in a really high pressure situation here as he's trying to get naded out by Neko and the other players. As Neko is gonna push and he's gonna get a double kill there, and they're gonna trade back. Tension is gonna get Skies, but Neko is still up and running here. He's gonna keep hunting down these players, and Melusi there is gonna get down by the pool table. Neko is gonna get his triple, but Slow is gonna actually answer back here. Crack is gonna put the plan down as Austin and Crack are gonna find themselves in this 2v1, actually a 1v1 situation right now, as Slows is gonna get the second pick here onto Crack. So Austin will need to play really smartly here on this plant, and this plant is in a really hard position for Slows to win. So all that Austin needs to do here is honestly to just play smart. Doesn't really need to peek onto anything. Just play off your sound, and it looks like that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna be quiet. He's gonna run back and forth. He's gonna bait out the shots, and it's really gonna work. Slows is running out of time here. It looks like he's really just losing hope. Maybe just trying to secure that last kill. You know, he knows that he has no time, no chance. Austin is gonna peek it out towards the end, and he's gonna get that headshot kill at the end of the round. It's just gonna close it out. Austin played it exactly like he should have. No mistakes from him, and maybe even a little bit more with that, a little bit of a sprint bait there.
Yeah.
Running towards the diffuser and backing up just at the right time before he's exposed. Great plays from him, and
I was gonna
great way to
say
secure the round.
Yeah, thanks. I was just going to bring, because it was a nice idea when I saw it, but it didn't eventually pan out, was the Vamai of Slows putting the proximity mine on the other side of the map to know if he's going to actually go around. And that put him in a good position to know exactly and position himself in a way that he would know exactly where the IQ would be pushing him from. Unfortunately for him, it didn't really work out. He played that, I think, a bit too passive. He should have been a bit more aggressive and not really waiting, because the IQ is just going to sit there and wait, especially at this kind of level. She's not really going to rush out when she hears the defuse the first time, right? And instead of that, what he should have done, I feel like, was just run up a bit earlier, you know, try to push her out, maybe drop her down, and he could have played that a bit better, but it was a nice attempt nonetheless. It was a 1v3 if you remember, so a good attempt from Slows. But they've decided to abandon the Aviator push and decide, not Aviator push, Aviator site, and go on to Trophy now.
Yeah, they definitely should switch it up there. They lost already twice in a row, and both of these rounds were pretty dominant for Noetic, if you're asking me. They put the plan down, and I mean, it just looked great for them overall. I don't think there were a lot of opportunities there for Austin to lose that one out. The plant was directed towards him, and he had all the advantage that he needed. I mean, unless Austin is making a huge mistake there, I don't think Slows or any other player is getting away with that win there, just because of the position that the plant was planted towards. And yeah, they're just gonna go to Trophy here, and they're gonna try and show us something different.
Yeah, and I think it was a better defense attempt coming out from Aero. They did bring it a bit closer, but towards the end they just lost those crucial gunfights to Noetic and lost around based on that. But as we move on to this third round, they seem to have already pushed into Mudroom. A pretty quick push from that Sophia coming in, and they're gonna push into those laundry area as well. Gonna get dining and kitchen control maybe. This flank cam onto this library area as well is gonna be really nice to watch out for any defenders who decide to come in from that library area. And this Ash is just walking around here. Hopefully she can get a few free picks as Austin came out from the basement, so he's probably cleared that as well. Doesn't seem like anyone from Aero is playing downstairs or going to be attempting a flank or anything of that sort. Slows on the Bamai is actually just going to be playing in this small box corner in walk-in closet. He doesn't want to be killed, and he's actually going to light up nobody. He hits the bars. I thought he might have lit up someone, but he actually doesn't light anyone up, and he's going to be down here. But the team of Noetic are aware of that, and Venoms does pick off a nice kill based on that information, expecting someone to peek to try to confirm that down kill. And Slows is just going to slowly start to beat out there. Maybe Kapu will try to get him because he seems to be the closest there, but no. Noetic have got the refrag though onto Leiko. Neko goes huge. Neko goes huge onto Leiko. Bit of a nice rhyme there. And Slows is still bleeding out, which means it is still advantage to Noetic right now. And if they decide to push into this walk-in closet, they will get that free kill. Austin decides to rotate around, and they maybe start to now consider going for site. They've got that control they wanted downstairs. They have lost someone in terms of Flutter, which is a hard breach actually, and I didn't even notice that. And I see for being shot mid-air has truly saved his life, and they're gonna maybe jump in here. They need to be careful of the Frostman as well, and I'm not sure if they will be. They need to be careful as Slows just played out on the floor like we thought. Venoms loses about half his HP. The Iana drone comes out and does take rid of.
Oh no, maybe. I hope he knows about this Frostmat. Yeah, he knows about it.
He does. And Venoms just get down elsewhere on the map, leaving it into a 2v4 with 40 seconds left.
Yeah, 3v3 now as the attackers are really getting closer to the executors. They have no other choice. Engine with a great headshot onto Skies there in bedroom. Sky's gonna go down. Two kills here for Crack though, as he's gonna really make it sing here, as IQ is gonna finish it out with the G8. I mean, what even happened there? The attackers just really popped off, and the defenders were just kept on peeking.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, I guess when you're down by a man, you want to peek it. And Tenjin did get that nice pick, but there was so much pressure also on that Astra side that we didn't see, which eventually led to Aero losing that round. And honestly, I'm not really sure what's really happening with them. They're not really playing to their best capabilities, maybe a bit afraid. They're not really getting into those opening engagements and winning them. And I think the biggest story, is just them losing their gunfights. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't look like on Oregon. It doesn't look like it's as close, not as neck and neck, and they're not looking as confident. It doesn't look like they're hitting their shots in the same way, and they're getting picked early, really often, losing a lot of early gunfights as well, and also late round gunfights. So I think in general, we can say that, I mean, like in any FPS, a lot of it just comes down to gunfights, but there's definitely some things that they can figure out here to try and alleviate that a little bit, make it a little bit better for themselves, because right now they're down 0-3 on Villa defense, and that's not exactly the position that you want to be in, especially when you already lost the previous map, and it looks like it's gonna be a flawless sweep for Noetic if they're gonna keep it up in the same way. So you have to throw them off their guard. They're really comfortable. What I noticed that Noetic is really comfortable when they're getting close to the site, when you give them the opportunity to set themselves up. They're really good at winning the gunfights close to the site really often. So I think maybe roam a little bit more, spread it out, try to get aggressive on the flanks possibly, try to get aggressive on the entry points. It's really hard to contest a team that's really aggressive on the entry points on Villa in a lot of these cases, depending on what side of the map you're talking about, but generally it's really hard to contest as an attacker, and they will make you change your plans, and that's what you want out of Aero right now. Aero wants to change the plans of Noetic. They want to keep them guessing, keep them rotating around, not give them that sense of comfortability. Comfortability? Is that a word?
It happens. It's okay.
Oh yeah, it is a word. I'm just tired, man. Anyway, you want to make sure that they're not tired. What the fuck am I saying? you want to make sure they're not comfortable enough to establish these angles when they're pushing towards the side and really winning these early engagements or late engagements when they're executing.
And yeah, I mean, so far it doesn't seem like, you know, I don't see Aero getting aggressive, and maybe that's a good thing actually. Like maybe to counter a point, you look at Noetic's drones and they have such good flank drones that I think Leiko has tried to flank twice now, and both times he's
Bomb
failed
located
because of
by
a nice flank for the information they're getting. Maybe the idea is all of us stay close to site and then get those refrags when they start to push us, because they do have a really good setup onto site here. Like they did struggle to get into site last round because they didn't have a hard breacher and they are all just funneling into to Astro, and if they maybe had an extra man advantage, they could have won that round. And as I
Yeah,
look here,
that's
by one side.
that's definitely possible as well. I mean, you're playing Villa, so you want to abuse the angles as much as possible, and these crossfires are so easily established. But in my opinion, it's gonna be a rough one, especially when Noetic is gonna keep establishing this map control. And they're already established below control. They're gonna keep pressuring you from below here, so you will need to make sure that you need to make it count. You need to actually win your gunfights and win your trades when it comes down to business. You know, when the Huns attack, you want to defeat them, or maybe that's not how the song goes, but you know what I mean. So Venom is gonna try to fight off the attacker here on the bathroom window, as he knows there's someone there, and it doesn't look like anything is gonna come out of it, as that attacker's really. I think it's Sky's, or is it?
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Ooh, Clutcher. Clutcher is gonna go down here and crack as well. That's, I mean, Nako as well. 5v2, 5v1, make it a 5v1, leave Austin in a 1v5. I mean, effectively a 1v4, but it doesn't really matter. He's gonna shoot the Frostmat. He's gonna make his position known. He's gonna get that exit frag to pad the stands a little bit, and Nigger is gonna finish it out. They knew exactly where he's at, and Austin is definitely not getting out of that bathroom alive.
I mean, what a solid round for Barrow. We were talking about how they need to change something, and something clicked that round. Maybe all of them staying close to site and defending each other is the way to go. And the one thing that I did notice was Slows did not peek the angle below him in that round, and that made it really hard for him to die. And that, I think, is a big factor in which led to Aero winning that round, because they spent so much time trying to get rid of that person in walk-in closet, and the guy in walk-in closet actually sneakily walked around the holes in the floor and managed to get a pick onto a guy on those windows, which was just completely out of your proportions. You know, when you play in that walk-in closet, your goal is simple, right? Survive as long as possible, waste as much time as possible, and then try to get an exit frick when they try to push you. The plan isn't you push to the window yourself and get a kill. You know, that's not usually how that works. But it worked for him, and it worked for Aero. As they do pick up their first round.
Yeah, they get their first round of the map, and that is definitely looking a little bit better for them, as that was a really dominant one, almost a flawless round for them, if not that, you know, exit frag onto the mute there that was down on the bathroom. So besides that fact, they look really good in general. They were really, if you're asking me, they just really won their engagements, especially on the windows there around bedroom. As soon as Noetic started peeking on the windows as they were running out of time, maybe because they wanted to clear out utility, maybe because they just wanted to look for gunfights, maybe because they were waiting for the other attackers to rotate up. It doesn't really matter. As soon as they were peeking those windows, they just got shot down immediately. Instant headshots from all the Aero players, basically at the same time, really effectively making it a 5v1 and
Magnets ready.
winning the round really, really. What am I trying to say? They were winning. They won the round really dominantly. Yeah, that's the word that I was looking for. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna see if they're able to keep it up, or if they're able to show us the same kind of Aero that's really confident and is winning their gunfights on the early engagements. And we're gonna see. But it's possible that Noetic is just gonna change their pace here a little bit, and they're not gonna go for the same one-sided heavy side execute.
Yeah, and as we move on later into this round, a minute's almost gone, and I don't think anyone from Aero is... Okay, no. Not from Aero. Noetic has pushed into Laundry, it seems, and they're gonna go bottom up, maybe, and try to push inside to Astra before pushing to 90 and to that side. And you can see here that they've already done that, and you can see Skies here, in that will come in, trying to cause as much problems as possible, trying to be sneaky, because I don't think Leiko is aware of that. He's trying to be careful here, not to give away his position, but there's one in 90 as well. They have a pretty good crossfire here on the guy if he pushes out from that wolf walk in. That small room, alright? My brain is eluding me.
Are you talking about the connector next to Trophy? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, Trophy connector, there you go, that's the term.
I just call it the connector, man. Yeah, the Trophy connector.
It's called Wolf, but my brain just kept...
I feel like that's like such a strangely not obvious call out for a lot of players and casters. I don't know why you just not call it a connector. I mean, people call it wolf, pig, like any other animal, you guys, it's connected between the main hallway and the trophy room. Just call it trophy connector or just connector. You don't have another connector in this map, really.
Yeah, well, I guess, they're gonna get that wall opened up as well. A bit of utility wasted by an ADS there, but the wall does eventually get opened up, and that is a huge wall going to open up. It does usually lead to, I think it led to Neko walking in that second round, or first round, and getting those 3 kills. These names are a bit confusing, and it is because, actually, Noetic have not decided to attack Study at all. The team of Aero are actually going to contest from Study, and it looks like Site's going to become a kill pit if they decide to walk in, because there's 2 angles watching that default plant position, and they probably have good coverage of Vault as well, and I'm not sure if Noetic know this, as Leko picks up the first kill, and then they pick up the second one. He lights up Ace to 1 HP, he needs to run across. What's happening? I don't know. There was so much happening. It was that suddenly Noetic are in a 4-1 lead. I'm not sure what happened there. It's all down to Slows yet again, and he needs to get the first pick onto the Zofia, and does he manage to do it? Yes, he downs the Zofia there, but it's 15 seconds left. The gun as well does go down. I'm not sure what happened in that round. It was so confirming. There were a bit of a shot, but Slows misses a few shots onto Clutcher, and Clutcher wins out the round.
Yeah, definitely a little bit anticlimactic end there to the round. We were hoping that maybe Slows is going to show us a little bit more than that. Definitely had an opportunity to get the kill there onto the ace, but he just wasn't able to connect his shots properly. And I mean, he is in a 1v4 situation, so we can't really put all of the blame on him. It's definitely a team loss right there, especially the way they were losing there. They got the early frag there, and they just were losing on the trades. Actually, these were not even trades. Noetic was just gunning them left and right. The score line was, the kill feed was completely orange, and it didn't look like Aero had any chances of winning that one out. So again, it's just Noetic getting comfortable close to the side, like I said before, and you just can't allow that to happen.
Yeah.
It's okay that it worked one time when you were defending trophy, but it doesn't mean that it's a consistent thing that can happen. You need to make sure that Noetic is not comfortable attacking you. You need to make sure that they're a few men down, they're a little bit worried about the angles. You need to make sure that they're not as confident, they're not as comfortable to be executing on you, and their execute is just taking gunfights. That's the thing, right? You're not supposed to allow that. You need to make sure that they know that they need to run for the plant if they want to win, because they're not gonna win these gunfights otherwise. So
10 seconds left before insertion.
definitely a bit of room for improvement here from Aero, but I'm gonna stay optimistic here, as we know that they have that clutch factor, they have that comeback potential, and they can definitely pull it off. It's up to them right now. If they're gonna wake up, they're gonna realize how they should play this differently, and going to kitchen is definitely a change of pace. So that's possibly something that they needed. Maybe relying a little bit of these C4s, as they have 3 of those right now. Maybe that's what's gonna give them the upper hand here.
Yeah, and just to add a bit on that last one as well, I think the problem was just time management, that Aero didn't waste enough time, because with 40 seconds left on the clock, that Study had plenty of time to actually rotate around to that Study balcony, which put so much pressure, I think, on Venoms, who was playing there. And once he got that pick, then now the defenders who were so focused on one side of the map, they had to now suddenly worry about the complete opposite side of the map, because there was just so much time for the Zofia to rotate. And this IQ actually spots the pulse scanner, I think. So actually go for a bit of a pre-part, doesn't manage to get it, but they definitely know there's a pulse below, and that makes them worry about it. And if I remember yesterday, when the team of Aero played on Villa, the fact that the first C4 kill came out from them made the other team so scared, because they didn't know if they're gonna die from below them, above them. Like, it definitely adds to that. And as the pulse goes in for a few shots, he knows there's someone on the window, and he knows there's an IQ as well. As Venom picks up Neko, tries to actually walk into side and kill the pulse, but Venom definitely had his back there. And Austin actually picks up the absolute not the thing he wanted to see. The C4 and the utility of the pulse going down is not something that is the most optimal play. I'd say that's probably one of the worst operators you probably lose at this point in the round. That it seems to be a heavy focus onto this pantry side. As 3 players, you can see all 3 of them are going to try to push up into pantry, and I think the other player is, yeah, he's in that red corridor. I'm going to maybe push it to more here, as for tension, he peeks into the window and misses a few shots and just on the window. Maybe peeks at the wrong time, and Slows gets picked up as well, and suddenly it's a 4v2, and I'm not sure how this round's almost been over. It's down to Venoms and Leko, 2 players who have really good clutch factors, do really well. As the plan starts to go down into pantry, Venom tries to peek, but does lose that gunfight. And Ash picks up the last pick of Leko elsewhere on the map, and that was a round done. Wow.
I mean, what can you say? Noetic is just winning their gunfights. They're establishing the angles. They're opening the wall, breaching the wall. They're putting themselves in comfortable positions, and they win every single time when they are comfortable. It's like I said before. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you need to throw them off their pace. They're way too comfortable right now. They're really feeling the game. They're really feeding you right now, and you need to make sure that that's not happening.
Also, can we just, that was a really interesting take that Noetic did. I don't see many teams do, which was all to focus on pantry and then open that one reinforced wall and have someone plant really close to the wall so that other people, because that's not the normal take. Usually people will go upstairs, push into laundry and try to plant in that door. But what they just showed us here is probably something of an off take that maybe teams can also pull into their strats, because I was pretty surprised by that working out, and I was realized when they started finding the bomb that, oh my god, they can't, the defenders, if they don't have C4, can't do anything to stop it, can they?
Oh, I feel like early on in Villa, when it was just really early on in the meta, when the map just came out, that was a little bit more prominent. People, yes, they went for the vertical control and then they went for pantry. But since then, yes, it died out a little bit. But there are still teams that do that. It's definitely not anything that they didn't invent anything too crazy here. I wasn't really surprised by that, but I understand why you would say that, because we don't see it as often. And definitely gonna commend them for being able to pull it off like that, really
10 seconds
abusing
left before
the angle that they breached, and really understanding of
5
what they
seconds
should be
left.
peeking, when they should be pushing, and where they should be planting, and they just did it really flawlessly.
Attackers objective is to locate a
I
bomb
mean,
and defuse it.
I don't think I have any complaints about their strategic gameplay on Villa here. They're playing Villa exactly how it's meant to be played. When it works out, you go for the frags on attack, and when it doesn't, you try and go for that execute. And that's what they're doing here. I feel like it's not a clubhouse, you know, your priority is not always the objective, but you need to try and rely on your gunfights a little bit more than on a map like Oregon or Club. But for Noetic, it's a good thing, because they're a team that really thrives on their players' gun skill. So for them to be allowed to take gunfights is just a blessing.
Yeah, and the fact is that I think another thing about that attack not being as common, and like you said, it is something that's been in the meta in a while, but it's just something unfortunately from the future, because I think as Nako does pick up the first kill and doesn't go for the second, no Venom does pick him off. But as I was saying, it's just the take that requires heavily on the user's gun skill to be winning those gunfights. And I think Noetic right now have the better gun skill, and that's why I think they felt comfortable trying to attempt something like that. But as we move on into this next round, it was a good trade. You know, you picked up slows, not the best operator to lose at this point. You know, it's a Sophia, which is not the best, but definitely from the lineup they have, probably not the worst. And Goyo, who already placed on his utility, that's one C4 gone. It's a good trade, or it's a balanced trade in each team, and they have already gotten this entire trophy control with one player down. As I was saying, yeah, okay, no, that is Lako. I thought that was a defender, but I'll just eat my words there. And they're gonna drone ahead here. Gonna make sure no one's on the flank on these stairs. Gonna drone out mudroom maybe into that living room area of the map to make sure that no one is below. And I don't think anyone is below right now. I think there's 2 people on site, at least so far I can see. It might be even more. And
But you gotta drone it out just in case, and you know, just in case there's C4 plays. You gotta do that C4 patrol on Villa. You need to make sure you're not, because you see they're stacking so hard around the connector area, around long and 90. You really don't want to get C4'd around those areas. You want to hold it comfortably, and just 10 to 20 seconds, one of your players droning it. I don't think that's an issue there. Just making sure that you're actually covered and you're safe, and just gonna give you that much more confidence when you're pushing towards the side.
Yeah, and that C4, I think, getting tossed midair. I didn't give that rip, but I think it did happen. And Lako, through the drone hole, I think, getting shot up to like 20-ish HP. And I was saying that Aero were doing a really good job in taking the map control, but they seem to have slowed down since then and are struggling to actually get that wall door open. But yeah, I think that Noetic actually are just about doing just fine. There's only 25 seconds left, actually, and Aero just about gets that pillar wall open, but it might have got impact trick, I'm not sure, but that's actually the Goyo shield, and Lako picks up one as well, and that's a huge pick that was needed. And the smoke canisters, this is what I was saying, the smoke canisters with the Arunic get combined, it's going to be a big problem if Venom wants to try to plant the bomb. I think Cap is going to have to push up first if he wants to get rid of the Arunic get, but no, Venom goes for that plan, and the smoke grenade actually cannot go through the wall, and Venom gets down by the Jaeger, and that was such a good and crucial pick from Skies. I'm not sure what angle he was holding there. Maybe he was expecting someone from Study to hold, but you gotta hold your close angles, and the guy from Study can just not Study. The guy from Walk can just swing, and Lako and Venom's on such low HP already. All it takes is one bullet to down him, and I think that is a thrown round in my books.
I don't know. Sledge is in a rough position there. He has to cover Ace from so many angles because they don't have study control. So he needs to be watching study door because study actually has just direct contact towards the plant position. And he needs to be watching the right
Actually,
swing angle. The right
yeah,
swing angle.
actually, now I'm
So
thinking about
I don't know. I don't know if you should be expecting from Kafu to
it. Okay,
be
okay.
you
I
know
mean, no,
watching
I
both of
was
these angles like that.
no, what I was like wondering why he wasn't peeking that vault at all and shifting between angles. That makes a bit more sense. But what actually probably happened was since they had that vault door open, they were expecting Leko or the last person to cover through that to make sure no one flanked, and the Jaeger probably went for the rotation hole in sight and got the thing off. And that's probably why that Sledge wasn't really holding vault because he expected the defender to push out through vault. And if that was the case, his attacker friend would have probably killed him there. So a bit of my mistake there, but it was a good play from the Jaeger, I guess, to achieve that, and Sledge trusting his teammate to hold the angle didn't really account for the other angle there, and that's probably why. Because I was just wondering why you were just so intently holding one angle.
I mean,
and not switching to them.
the thing is, even if you're shifting between two angles there,
10 seconds
it's still
remaining.
really hard, and
It's a
you're
hard
not
spot for him to beat,
you're not
right?
expected to win these kind of
You're not.
engagements. It's not one of those comfortable gunfights that
No,
your
it's
team
not.
is gonna tell you in the VOD review, oh, you should have won this one. That's a bit unfortunate you
It's
didn't win
not,
this
no.
one out. So I mean, I'm gonna bash them a little bit more on how slow they
Slow it
played.
was, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, but Noetic really used their utility well. They definitely knew how to play to the best of their utility. They used the gas canisters really well, and the Goyo shield there, the Vulcan shield, was a big factor with those gas canisters to deny the push for as long as possible, allowing Crack. I don't know if it was Crack or it was Skies, but it was the Jaeger to peek out wide and really get that kill, making sure that the round is secured for them. And Noetic is on match point here, and a really dominant match point. It is.
I mean, Aero just haven't seemed to got in the groove. From that one round win, they just seem to have just like tailored off, I guess, and aren't really in a good position. I wouldn't say they've been in good positions. They just have not really hit that groove and got that second pick. And look at that, the Crack with a nice angle there picks up the second one and doesn't manage to get the third
Oh
one. But
no.
Clutch are peeking out from those bathroom door. I think does pick up the Sophia, and Leko actually picks up another kill as well. It's a 2v3
Oh,
and
no.
Kapu was one as well. And it's a 2v2 and what looked like a dominant round. Suddenly it's a 2v1 and Leko is left all alone as Leko is gonna try to push him to side and plant the bomb, and Kafu actually, who had the bomb, was upstairs, and he's gonna have to rotate over to Leko to help him plant. And Leko's actually gonna go upstairs to basically swap positions because the diffuser was in the wrong hands. So Kafu's plan here definitely. Oh, the site is upstairs, actually, not downstairs. My mistake. I actually thought the site was kitchen and they rotated around, but no. Maybe Leko so much utility there, and that's
I was
why they-
confused there as well for a second because what you said. I was like, where do you need to?
No, that was my because there was just a utility down there. I was really paying attention. My mistake, but they seem to have rotated upstairs, and so it's a 2v1 situation now, and they definitely are in the advantage because Kafu can go for the plant, and in that point, Leko needs to cover him perfectly. That makes it a one-on-one, and Neko needs to win that against Leko. These names are a bit hard to say because they're very rhymey, but are they gonna?
Ooh, they don't know about him. I don't think they're expecting him here, but he's gonna check the wrong angle, and he's gonna be able to get it down there. He's gonna be able to peek wide here. Oh no! I mean, it was so close. I thought he's gonna have that kill onto Sledge with the shotgun, with the pump shotgun, really up close, but just a bit unfortunate there. Sledge was able to get that headshot. Really nice shot from him right after planting the bomb, and he's gonna secure the round, and he's gonna make sure that they're not gonna lose out just yet. Somehow, Aero clings onto this map. They don't want to let go. Although it looked like a round that they should have really lost, they come back again. And they just need to do it for 4 more rounds, and there we go. We're back in overtime, guys. So
yeah, but definitely all I would say was that Noetic got a bit too confident, I guess, and just started to peek all the angles which they shouldn't have, because they gotta remember, even though they're high up in terms of match points, but they're still against good players, and they need to respect that. And I feel like they just got a bit cocky there and tried to peek too much, and those over-peeking it showed, and that's probably why they lost the round. But Noetic actually losing a player this round, I'm not sure if they actually call the resource yet in chat. Producer?
I think they still have the time to do so if they want to. Doesn't look like they're going to at the moment. Maybe they're expecting for him to come back. Oh, there we go. They're asking for a rehost, and it looks like the rehost will happen. So that's just gonna give us a little bit of more time to speak about what's happening here. I mean, still 6-2, still a huge advantage for Noetic here. They're still definitely in the driver's seat, but
Mhm.
it's possible that I mean I just never want to count Aero out because
No,
I know
definitely
that
not.
they have that ability in them to come back 3 to 4 rounds in a row, swinging right back, and they can bring this back to overtime. And
Mhm.
if they do, I don't know. It generally feels like Noetic is the better team throughout the
So
game.
far,
If you include Oregon as well, um, so I would say they're probably gonna take it. I would say they're probably gonna take it comfortably as well,
yeah. Mhm.
but anything is possible here. Everything is on the card still, and it's definitely possible that Air will come back.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, if you go back to yesterday, I think Aero versus Rue Esports, they were down 6-3 on match point Aero, and they brought it back to an 8-6. But I think a 6-1 deficit, I think it's a bit too much to ask from any team, even the best team in the world, to try to win 6-5 in a row and then try to win overtime on top of that. I think it's a tall task to ask of any team in anywhere, I would say.
Yeah, definitely a hard ask from us, but I would like to see a little bit of a closer score line. Maybe not an overtime. I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that, but a little bit closer than what we see here, because right now this is not the Air that we know. We know that
Hmm.
they're capable to do a little bit better than that, and they're just getting completely stumped right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not nice to watch any team get stomped in any league ever. Usually you want to see always a close fight, just because it looks. Not only is it because it's a better game to watch as a viewer, but because it instills confidence in both teams to maybe they can take it out, and then that way, because a 7-0 sweep usually deflates one team
It's just a
completely.
better match in general.
Yeah, it's just a better match.
I
But
mean,
as we.
obviously, it's better for every team to just win it out flawlessly, 7-0. And
Mhm.
as an ex-player, I can say that that's definitely more reassuring than playing these close games neck and neck. But as a viewer, as a caster, uh, as a third party in general, having a closer game is definitely more exciting, and it's what
Mhm.
we're looking for. And we had an exciting Oregon. This one is a little bit less exciting, although they are trying their best. They're definitely showing potential, and they need to make sure that it comes to fruition. I don't know if it's gonna happen today. Maybe it's gonna happen next playday. Maybe it's gonna happen in a month. But I'm sure they're gonna talk it out. They're gonna make sure that Slows is gonna get integrated into the roster as soon
Mhm.
as possible, and um, they're gonna try to improve the chemistry, and they're gonna try to make it
Yeah.
work better.
I mean, we're talking as if the match is just done, but it's not. There's still 5 rounds to play, potentially for Aero Revolution to bring it back. And like we said, we can't count them out just yet. They have a lot of clutch potential in them. And I feel like each one of those players can put those kills on the board in a 1v2, 1v1 clutches and bring it back. And Noetic, they've looked so strong here, but losing 1, 2 rounds in a row, every team goes through that part where they start to get a bit, scared. Not scared, but they start to get a bit anxious, in their head, like, okay, we're 6-1 up, guys. We need to win these rounds. We cannot let them take this. And that one round turns into two, into three, into four, and suddenly you're on match point and overtime. And yeah, it's
And
heavily
then the
to take.
momentum is completely not on your side.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, just look at the esports, right? Like, that's exactly what
that's
happened. It was 3-3, and then it was 5-6-3, and then they
that's
lost, right? So,
that's definitely a rough situation to be in. But maybe I mean maybe this break is gonna give them an idea, give them a little bit of a maybe it's a strategic break for all we know. Maybe they're gonna pull out something out of the strat book to just make
mhm.
sure that they're gonna close it out comfortably here. We're gonna
Yeah,
see. But anyway, it's really up to Arrow right now to make the difference. They're on the back foot right now. They're gonna they're basically losing on match point right now, and not the other
mhm.
way around. So I'm sure Noetic is still comfortable here.
I
They're
mean, oh,
still leading 6-2. They have
6-1.
a lot of leeway here to work with, and they're allowed to make mistakes. So I'm sure we're gonna see a little bit of more aggressive peaks from them. We're gonna see more opportunity engagements, trying to make sure that um,
Nope, this is correct. I
they're
think it's 6-2, right?
we
Yeah, it is
we
6-2.
possibly can. Do we have All right, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, maybe we thought maybe we possibly have some technical difficulties here on our end, but everything seems to be working just fine. So as I was saying, I mean, Arrow is on the back foot right now. They need to make the difference here. they need to make sure that Noetic is off the high horse. They're not as comfortable. They're not as confident. And the way of doing that is, I mean, one, start winning your gunfights consistently. Make sure you're destroying the opposition. That's when they're gonna stop peeking you. And when they do, that means that you can kind of advance and
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
kind of do
defused
your
by
own thing at
attackers.
that point.
Yeah, and just as a note so far, it definitely looks like Noetic is definitely a more well-oiled machine as a team, and they've been playing much better than Aero Revolution in terms of their attacking rounds so far as we can see, as well as the defensive rounds as we can see as well. And it's a tough for Aero Revolution to pull this off, because you gotta remember last round it was a 2v4 that they clutched out. If Noetic had played that a bit more passively, sure, that could have been it. But that was a one round and that one instant, and that Aero got, and they got that little bit of win. They got that little bit of call off to grab onto to pull themselves back up, and this may be the round that they need to win. I mean, they don't even have a choice; they need to win this round now.
Attackers have
Yeah, I mean,
scored
you don't want to be
data
toying
bomb.
with your enemy team like that, because you don't want to give them back the confidence. You want to make sure that you finish it out as soon as possible for many reasons. I mean, you want to make sure that you're not showing as many rounds as possible. If you can finish out a map really fast, it's better to do so, just because you're not gonna show as much. But also, you want to make sure that it's not that close, because I mean, it's just a high pressure situation. You want to make sure that you close it out when you're still, really chilling, you're vibing, you're confident in peaking your gunfights, and you don't need to worry about losing. And I'm sure that's what Noetic is maybe gonna strive towards. But I mean, Slow is gonna get the early peak here on the crack, who is still on the high horse, peeking really wide here. From statue towards bedroom, and he's gonna lose out. That gunfight Slow is gonna make sure that he's hitting that headshot, and he's gonna scout out for a little bit of utility and maybe other operators, other enemy players that he's able to pick off. Nako here is also very aggressive, and he's gonna make sure that he's refragging Slow. He's gonna avenge his dead teammate, and he's gonna look for another one. He won't be able to hit that one though. And he's gonna put himself on very low HP, as Clutcher here is also on 1 HP. I didn't notice that one. So two of these players are really low, and Nako is gonna get a double there with the SMG 11. I don't even saw that there was a player behind that one player, and he's gonna get a quad kill here. It's Shipple. What's happening? He's just running around him in circles right now. It looks like he's bulletproof, and he's just gonna get an ace to close it out. I mean, what a phenomenal round from Nako. Wow.
I mean, quick rehost and quick round, I mean,
What?
Well, all I can say about that round is Nako going huge for his team, and you can tell that Aero did not expect the aggression that Nako was bringing. Like, Nako kept peeking the same angle over and over again.
I wasn't expecting the aggression that he was bringing. What was that?
And he gets a collateral kill through the body of the ace, I think, onto the sledge, and suddenly the round is almost over, and even the Maverick is went back to Nako keeps running into the closet because no one's there to stop him, and if he knows that no one's there, he gets the fourth, he gets the fifth, and suddenly the round is over. And I mean, it's that round purely based on Nako's aggression that no one should.
It looks like Sean disconnected here, and that's okay. It's fortunate that we're at the end of the game here, so I don't need to cast on my own. I'm not sure if we're gonna have an interview here. I'm just gonna get a confirmation here from Trip, and Sean is back. That's cool. We missed you.
Discord randomly updates. It's fine. Just randomly updates without me consenting to it. It's fine. It happens all the time. Tech issues. I mean, it was so close to doing no tech issues in the stream, right? So close.
Almost there, man. Almost there. But it's Talent League, guys. You know how it is. I mean, we need it. It's a staple.
It's a staple.
It looks like we're gonna have an interview with Austin, and we're definitely excited to pick his brain, as he's already joined the voice chat here. Hello, Austin. How are you doing, man?
Hello. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Pretty one, and I played my first game in Talent League. It was fun. Yeah, it was a good moment.
So
So
yeah. Oh, you want to go first, Lero?
you go ahead. You go ahead.
All right, okay. So Austin, as you know, you're coming in as a sub in this game. Not much expectation is on you. You just got to do your job. And what are your thoughts on that? Do you think you performed well enough to maybe take the role of your player that you were subbing in for, or?
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna become a player for like select team, and I think we gonna sub skies. and I'm gonna get him in front. No, well, I didn't have like much expectations on me because like we know that I'm a coach and that this is because Kito wasn't here. Yeah. So, oh, thank you. And so I just like came in with no pressure, and in any case, like I know how they play because like I made the strats, and also so I just
Oh,
need to do what they usually do, and so it was cool.
Yeah, so it was easy to integrate yourself into the roster, kind of play with them, as you already know what the strats are and you already know how they like to play, and you just need to kind of fill in the middle, make sure you're filling the blanks.
Yeah, that's the only thing I had to do. There was just one issue with Flores because like I never played her like in ranked or anything, so I just bought her like I just like I mean
click of
like
the
I
week.
just put her guns in like before the game. So I wasn't too good with the drones. Like I kind of used like 3 drones to break a wall when I could have just used one because it was the like first time that I did it. But
I
Um,
mean, it really sounds
so
like you were out of your comfort zone, but you performed pretty well. I mean, considering everything that you just said, you just performed decently well as a coach, coming in, subbing in for your team, making sure that you're actually filling these empty spots, that you're supporting the players, making sure that you're allowing them to make the plays that they want to go for, and I think you did a great job at that.
yeah, thank you very much.
oh, and apparently he was the second highest rated player in the team in map 2, and in map 1 he actually also went positive 6 in 6, just doing, he's doing just enough, as a
Neutral, neutral, not
Just
positive, not
enough.
negative,
Not
just
not
enough,
just
man.
enough.
not
He's
not
doing just
not
enough.
low.
Actually, I think you went 7 in 6 because didn't you team kill someone with the Flores drone? I think it was Clutcher. Was it
Yeah,
you who
but
team
he
killed?
like he team killed like himself. Like he just ran in my flowers to get the kill, like to get the one with smoke. It was worth it.
I mean, if it works out, it works
So
out.
it's
But
his
that's
fault.
the click
Clutcher,
of the week.
Clutcher, it's
So
on you, man.
No, we called it to be honest. We like
okay,
called
he
the like
called it. That,
trade
that's fair
for the
enough then.
smoke.
Guaranteed 1-1 training. All right.
But in any case, like the like, team played well. Like our fraggers and our super players like did all their job, especially on like on Villa. The first map it was kind of hard. Like we lost stupid rounds and we weren't that much in the game at the beginning, but we came back like stronger on Villa, so it was
Yeah.
okay.
To touch up on Oregon, because that was actually quite a close map overall. Um, how did it feel to maybe after the defense split? You won 3 in a row and then you lost 3 in a row. Like, what's that mentality going into that second half where you don't have any momentum going for you, and you're gonna have to attack probably one of the most defender-sided maps in just Pro League pool right now, right? Which is Oregon.
Yeah, well, we like lost the 3 rounds like in defense because like with the Flores extra, like we went too ready. Like they kind of caught us off guard. And afterwards, so we knew that we are good in attack on Oregon. So we weren't too worried. We just knew that if we play our game, we'll just win it. So we like kept our confidence up and we played as we like as we usually do, and yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
Liero.
since you're the yeah, we talked about the maps, right, and the individual game, but I really want to talk about the big picture here because you guys are coming in here for the fifth win in a row in the league, and I just wanted to ask you, as a coach, it's really gonna be fun to pick your brain here on this. What do you think really makes a difference for you guys, and why do you think you guys are so flawless? I mean, you didn't lose a single map in the entire league, and you played 5 matches already. That's 10 maps. You didn't even drop one. So what do you think is the reason behind that?
Well, we don't underestimate any team, so we come up as if it's a big team that we play against, so that we don't lose any rounds stupidly or we don't lose maps when we can just win it, so that we can play like at our highest level at each game. And we actually do a good work of like analyzing and prepping for the team so that we know what we need to do to win. So, because like we really want to win with no draws or no lose. We really want to a clean sweep. So we like take each game game by game and we go for the win. Like It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, being competitive and ambitious, that's what's needed. That's what you
Yeah.
need in order to win that much.
yeah, well,
Yes.
sorry to cut you off, Lero. I was just a bit excited to ask this question, which I'm sure the audiences at home will actually also be very interested in. Because as a coach, you have a good insight on your team and what they need to do. So, what team in the actual league that you have yet to play is something that's the most scary? Like the one you're probably thinking is going to be the hardest game from the team that's left.
I think that we already had like harsh games that we played like Huri Sports. They are like a very good team. So I don't think we have to fear anyone, and the ones that we could fear, we probably like already played against them. I think. So yeah, we are just gonna go like game by game and see how we do. But in any case, we keep on focused on our games. Regardless that they are good or not, we don't care very much. We just see how they play, and we go in like we don't like to kind of rank the teams before.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
so
what
you're
do you
just
think?
gonna take it slow, game by game, not gonna
Yeah.
underestimate any other teams, and just gonna make sure that you're getting these wins. I mean, that's exactly what you need. That's the correct mindset to have, and it really doesn't surprise me that you say all of these things. It was really fun interviewing you, and really
Thanks.
fun, really picking your thoughts there. And before you wrap up, do you have any final words? Anyone you want to thank, maybe, or anything that you want to say before
Yeah.
we head off here?
Sure. Thanks for the like cast and everything, the cast and the production. Thanks to Noetic, our org, and to the people that are supporting us, and to the players that did a great job play with me. It's not that easy. And
Well,
that's it. Yeah.
it's just fine.
All
Second
right,
pair.
that's great, man. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you very much for staying here for an interview, and I'm sure we're gonna see you more or one of your players here more for more interviews. So thank you very much, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Good night.
And with that being said, we're gonna try and wrap up here. I mean, that was a very exciting game to watch, especially that first map. And that second map was a little bit of a stomp, but you know, we have a little bit of that sometimes in the league, and especially when when the one of the teams involved is Noetic, the strongest team in the league currently, and currently unbeatable, as I said before, winning for the fifth time in a row. That means that they, I mean, it's insane because that means that they really didn't drop a single map in in 10 maps.
10 games, yeah. And also, just to add, I think I'm looking through like the more of the stats or just the maps, and the last when Noetic played against Karlstad Kings, the first map they lost, they won 8-6, and the second map they won 7-2, which is an exact replica of today. So I just thought that was something interesting to keep in mind.
Yeah,
But
just looks like they don't want to lose, man. They don't want to lose, and they're getting the engine warm and ready on the first map, and then on the second map they're ready to destroy you and finish it off. And with that being said, um, we're gonna wrap it up for today. It was really fun. We'll see you tomorrow here for more exciting Talent League games
Arrow's playing again.
on Friday. Yeah, Aero is gonna play again tomorrow, as they're really catching up here with the canceled schedule games or whatever it was, schedule issues before that and whatnot. So they're gonna, yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Make sure you're staying hydrated, as you stay hydrated, as
My
Sean
line,
always says.
you can't steal my line. Hello.
Yeah, but I mean, besides that, I just want to add on top of that, just make sure you're eating your nutrients, and just eat your protein. Make sure you're counting your calories. Make
True.
sure you're staying healthy, guys. Go and work out. Go touch some grass, as the kids say today, and have a good night.
Uh, good night, boys. Good night, boys. Good night, stream.